But what I want to discuss today is very simple. Many of us are using what we call the payment system, and they may not even be aware that central bank is central to that payment system. But to start off, I'll just give an example of what I mean. Have you ever thought to yourself, anytime that you go to a merchant, to a shop, and they said, please bring POS, and you put your ATM and it's showing approved, and the merchant just allows you to carry the goods and you go away. Have you ever wondered what goes behind the scene? Have you ever done that? Okay. So the system that allowed that kind of arrangement is what we call payment system. So today, I go try as much as is possible to make them very, very simple and easy so that we understand it. So to start off, I want to talk about 5 things today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll talk about open banking. We'll talk about CBN sandbox. We'll talk about agent banking. We'll talk about some of our regulations that I think will be useful for us. Many of us here would find some of the things I said or I'm going to present very useful because it's also the future. These are the 5 things I would like to discuss. The first one I would like to discuss on that left is agent banking. Many of us, they look for a house sometimes. We want to rent a house. And usually, we go and look for who? Agents. That agent in law represents the landlord. So if agent tells you that this house is 100,000 naira per month or per year, in law, he has bounded the landlord. So what we call the landlord is principal. No principal for school, principal. Now, the same thing in banking. Just like you are looking for a house and you go and meet an agent and the agent can give you or represent the landlord, the same thing in banking. There are principals. And these principals are represented by agents. I'm saying this so that we understand the POS agents. Let me use that word. We understand what they mean. You know, when you say POS agent, what he's doing actually is that he's representing the bank to you. Do we get it? He's representing the bank to you. It means that if the agent misbehaves, who do we hold? The bank, the principal. It's very important, this thing I'm saying. Because we have laws, central bank, around these POS things you are seeing. There are 2 principals in Nigeria. Either you are a bank or a mobile money operator. Big English. A bank or a mobile money operator. What do we mean by mobile money operator? People who operate something that resembles bank, but they are not banks. Can anybody give me an example of a mobile money operator? Anyone? I hear OPay. Is it true? Is it true? Okay, it's correct. So OPay is not a bank. It is PamPay, exactly. It's a mobile money operator. They operate something that resembles a bank. They call that thing wallets. Wallets, exactly. So they are the principals in Nigeria. There are many ways. In other places, there are different ways they do it. But in Nigeria, only two principals exist: a mobile money operator or a bank. So these agents are representing those people. Why are they able to do it? You see that POS they are holding have back-end connection to the banks or to the principal. So you can go to an agent and tell the agent, please debit my account and give me cash. And because of that technology, he is able to go to your bank, so to speak, debit your account, and then give you the cash. That one, we call it cash out. There is also the service they call cash in, where it is possible for you to take some money and give it to the agent, and the agent will credit your account for you. And where funds transfer, you can go to the agent and say, please transfer this money from my account to this account so that I'll be able to give credit to another person, or they pay bills for you. So these things I'm explaining is what agents are allowed to do in Nigeria. But even as I'm explaining it, do you see that it's not the way they are practicing it? Not so. Uh-huh. So very soon, we're also going to make sure that the laws and the regulation is clearer. Because sometimes it's not that the law is not there, but people don't understand the application. So we are going to do that. So that's that about agent banking. Why do we do agent banking? So that we can bring financial system to the people. Instead of, you know how it is to go to a bank, you'll be looking for the branch and so on. It's difficult. So that we can make that financial system closer to the people. At the end of my presentation, I'm going to also ask or show how each one of us are going to contribute to this particular system, this financial system we are talking about. These are the things that are allowed for agent banking. You can do payments of your bills, NEPA bill, ATM, telecoms bills, any utility bill. You can do it on that their machine. Another thing I want to mention, you see that machine that looks like POS. They have two functions. Oh. That machine has two functions. The machine can function like an agent. It can also function like a merchant, like if you go to a shop. You know, they look alike. But because of technology, they have partitioned that machine you are looking at. So sometimes it can behave as if it's a merchant. Oh, you came to buy goods from me, put your ATM card, then you can go with the goods. It can also function like an agent. Oh, you want cash from me? Give me your account number and I will give you cash. Do we get it? Even though they look alike, they are two different things. So these are part of the things you can do. You can check your balance. You can look at your statements, and you can do funds transfer. I've explained some of them to you. There are some things agents are not permitted to do. If you go to the next slide, you see things like this. Like agents are not allowed to deal in foreign exchange. Why? It is too risky. Agent is in the corner. He's carrying $1,000, $10,000. Is he not in trouble? You know, so it's too risky, both physically and even for the financial system. So they are not allowed to do that. And they cannot give loan. Agents cannot do what? They cannot give loan. Why is it that they cannot give loan? Cast your mind to what I said about agents. If you are looking for a house, you are looking for a house to rent, and you go and meet an agent and say, I want to rent this house. Is the agent permitted to sell you the house? Is he? No. It will be acting beyond the powers of the law. So the same way, agents are not allowed to be giving loans to people because the principals have not empowered them to be able to do that. They are also not allowed. So you see, this cash advance is a kind of loan. They are not allowed to. Even guarantee is a kind of loan. They are not allowed to give those out. That's for agent banking. I know so many questions will come later on. We can take those questions to tackle it. But we want to first of all just demystify these POS issues. And after a while, we are going to also, like I said, bring out regulation to make it clearer to everybody. If you are a POS operator or you are a user of the POS. The next slide is talking about regulatory sandbox. One thing I want you to please pay attention here, because this is part of central bank's efforts to make sure that that payment system I said that facilitates movement of money and so on is enhanced. So the sandbox, if you see that picture, you will see something like a sand. If we go to nursery school, you go see where children are allowed to play inside the sand. Usually that sand has been removed, debris, very dangerous things have been removed, like bottles, nails, things like that. They've been removed from the sand and then they pour it there so that children can play. In real life, central bank also set up something like this. Why do we do it? Because we realize that the banking business or the financial system is very, very difficult for many people to understand, so that we can allow others to get to understand the financial system and to participate in it. We brought out a sandbox like this. What is a sandbox? It's a place where you can experiment. So if you have ideas that is over and beyond what we normally are doing now, you can come to central bank and you experiment with it. I will explain how the process works. Let me give you an example. You know that, let's say 10, 12 years ago, this thing about cryptocurrency is not really a known thing, is it? It's not. But that development is now becoming even bigger than the mainstream financial system. So before we had this sandbox arrangement, generally what central bank would say is, this thing is not permitted, so don't do it. But now with the sandbox arrangement, you can approach central bank. And central bank also, we do adverts on the newspapers for people to send in their applications. And then you tell central bank, I have something unique that is not known in the financial system. What would central bank do? Usually, to get license in central bank, you need to go and bring money, bring this, bring that, bring the crown of your town's king, I don't know if you get me. The requirements are very, very high. But central bank, for this sandbox arrangement, they will lower virtually all the requirements. All the requirements, they will lower it and have you to come and give you a letter. Anyway, the current people who are participating now, central bank will go to NIBS, they will go to the banks, they will go to NFIU, go to so many of these organizations and ask them to allow you participate, to allow you connect to their system to test your ideas. And when you do that and you come out, the period is 6 months. When you come out and we checked all the results, if that result is viable, we either would give you a license that doesn't exist before, or we write some policies to allow you commercialize that idea. Do we get the idea? So once you enter the sandbox, when you are coming out, it's either we have new regulations or we give you new authorization. Why are we doing this? Because it is clear that the payment system can change and is changing all the time. So if we rely on the old ways of doing things, Nigeria's payment system will not move. I hope this is a bit clearer. I would is on our website though. I know it can be quite difficult to be able to access it, but we'll break it down further. If you have any questions, of course, afterwards you can come and then we can go through it. So that's for the sandbox arrangement. The next one we want to talk about is open banking. So how do I start open banking? There's something they call data, personal data. Now, traditionally, we have, thank you. Traditionally, we have all our datas in our banks. If you go to your bank now, you'll be surprised. Your pictures 10 years ago, your signatures 15 years ago is there in the bank. So there was a law that was passed by the Nigerian Data Protection regulations. The law says that once you have your personal identifiable data, that data belongs to you. Do we get that? So even though the banks are custodians of that data belongs to you. So what this open banking regulation is saying is that before they use your data, they need your consent. Do we get it? So that's open banking. And what it does is that it allows people to be able to, as it were, access their data from other banks. I'll give you a very simple example before I move to the next one. Imagine that you are able to go to your first bank account, first bank branch, and from that branch, you can access your, let's say, your OPay account, or you can collect loan from your UBA account from First Bank. So that's why they call it open banking. So quickly, because of time, we'll talk about Cashless Nigeria. Why are we emphasizing Cashless Nigeria? It's not that cash will disappear, but because of safety and because of the way the world is moving on the electronic systems, we cannot afford to just stay, should I call it cash? I know cash is king, but we are trying as much as possible to ensure that we strengthen the payment system, the electronic payment system, so that we can move faster. Imagine the time it takes. If you go to, before the era of electronic banking, if you go to do any transaction in the market, imagine how much time it takes to be counting money, to be confirming it, to be checking the mutilation, which one is counterfeit. Is it not easier if you can transfer the money and get on to other things? So there are many benefits to the electronic, to the cashless system. The last one, the last slide I would like you to look at is the alternative channels. You see that fourth one, we all know POS, ATM, internet banking. The fourth one is QR code. This QR code is also the future. It might not be, and Central Bank had anticipated that. We already have rules and policies around it. It might not be obvious to us, but there is going to come a time when, for instance, you want to take a bus. You don't need physically to maybe be putting in the card, or to be transferring the money, or to be giving out the cash. What you just do is you scan this code. It's happening a little bit. If you take some of these train stations, Usually, what do? You tap and you go. But for QR code, your card or the payment instrument does not even need to touch the point of sale, so to speak. So we have rules around that. I hope that at the end there will be some questions so that I can clarify more areas. But because of time, I need to round up. Thank you very much for paying attention. Sorry, the last thing, sorry. Please, it's very important for all of us to start learning about computer systems. It's very, very important. No matter the simple things you can do around computers, is very, very, very important. Please, for us, for our children, and even for our parents. Thank you very much. That's my last line.
Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together one more time for Mr. Wayola Ajakaye for that wonderful presentation. When na money, Yoruba used to say, "Tó bá ti dọ̀rọ̀ owó, ara wa máa ń gbọ̀n ni." Tó bá ti gbọ́ CBN, ẹ̀yin ṣáà sì mọ̀ pé CBN, tó bá ti ó ti dọ̀rọ̀ owó nìyẹn. So mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé question, ìbéèrè tó ti wà nínú ọkàn yín ti pẹ́ pé ẹ fẹ́ béèrè. I'm saying it in Yoruba so that they will not hear what I'm telling you. Ìbéèrè yẹn tó wà lọ́kàn ẹ tó ti ń dùn ẹ́ tipẹ́tipẹ́, bóyá báǹkì kan di owó ẹ mú, o mọ̀ bó ṣe fẹ́ gbà padà. Bóyá ó ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe, ó fẹ́ gba loan fún business ẹ, o mọ̀ bó ṣe fẹ́ ṣe, wàá béèrè lé. Má tijú o. Ìwọ tó tijú, ìwọ ló kàn o. Kó béèrè. Àwọn ọ̀gá wà níbí. In fact, àwọn ọ̀gá báǹkì gan wà níbí. Màá pe àwọn báǹkì kan tó bá ń jẹ ẹ́ lówó, wàá di ọ̀gá yẹn mú dáadáa. Ọ̀gá yẹn ò ní jáde lé ní àtìgbà tó ẹ̀ bá jáde. Ṣé o ti gbà? If you agree, say aye. If you don't agree, say the ayes have it. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right, very quickly, let's appreciate in our midst this morning or this afternoon. Is this the morning? This morning, the Deputy Managing Director of the UBA, Mr. Chukwuemeka Nweke. Put your hands together for. I don't think I'm Abi. Also, let's appreciate the group head and e-business and transaction banking, Premium Trust Bank. Abidemi Asumo et patewo fun. 1B. If you are here, just raise your hand. I want you. Also, head digital channels First Bank. Application Intiko share that their First Bank. Oh yeah, raise your hand. Welcome him. Put your hands together for him or her. Yeah, they are hiding. We'll fish them out. All right, we appreciate your presence. So good to have you this morning with us. And please, I also want to state that one of the purposes for this gathering is to intimate you of your rights as a customer, and also to understand that the things that CBN are doing, they are actually doing it for every one of us. So please, you are not just here to gather you for gathering sake, but of course to understand that you are a very, very important stakeholder in the delivery of the mandate of the Central Bank of Nigeria. So please, every presentation counts. And there's one very particular presentation that we are going to have now that I want you to to pick up your pen, because this one concerns you, concerns me. And you are not going to leave this hall the same way you have come. Amen. You'll be enlightened, and of course, you are going to have opportunity to ask and get answers to every of your questions. So it is with that note that I'm going to welcome all the way from the Consumer Protection and Financial Inclusion Department, Mr. Olufemi Fakeye, for his presentation. Please put your hands together for him.
Let's celebrate Mr. Olufemi Fakeye.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It's sounding so cold here, right? I hope I'll be able to do a good job for you so that you'll be able to understand why it is that we're here today. Right? My name is Oluwafemi Fakeye, and I would be taking you on your rights and your responsibilities as a consumer of any financial product or service in Nigeria. So I'll just go straight to it. I don't want to bore you. I'll be speaking in Pidgin, and I'll also be speaking in English because I don't know if we have a mix of people who do not maybe understand English. I won't be using two technical grammars because you need to understand it. So as a consumer in Nigeria, you have rights. These are things that your banks are supposed to do for you. And if they do not do these things, you are supposed to report them to the Central Bank of Nigeria. I was hearing different sounds. Oh, people, maybe people don't know how to report, or they don't know the right ways that they can use to lodge their complaints. So you're right. Right. Number one, you have a right to be informed. You have a right to be informed. At every point in time, your bank is supposed to give you accurate information on any product or service that they offer. You have a right to be informed. If you want to take a loan, for example, your bank is supposed to tell you how many percent it is that they will be charging you. They're supposed to tell you when it is that you're going to be paying back. And maybe if they have a new product too, maybe a new card, they're supposed to give you accurate information about those products so that you can make an informed decision. The second is you have a right to choose. You have a right to choose. Your bank is not supposed to force any product on you. Your bank is not supposed to force any product or service on you. They're supposed to tell you the list of products that they have, and then they leave you to make your choice on what you want. Number three is you have a right to safety. You have a right to safety. Any channel at all that you use, be it your USSD, be it your mobile banking app, your bank is supposed to ensure that that platform is safe and secure. There should be nothing like, oh, my mobile banking app was hacked. Sometimes when we get complaints like this, it's always the customer that compromised their account. It's not that someone went into the bank's platform to go and hack it and then took everybody's money. Do we understand? Do we understand? I need a feedback. Do we understand? Okay, the next is you have a right to consumer education. We know that knowledge is power. And with accurate information, consumers will be able to make informed decisions. Your bank is supposed to tell you about how you can safeguard your account. I think from time to time, we receive text messages and emails from the banks telling you, oh, keep your PIN safe. And then they can tell you, oh, the interest rate has changed. Or they can tell you, you should keep your checks also safe. You have a right to consumer education. The next is you have a right to confidentiality. Your bank should not give your details to anybody at any point in time, except they are required by law. It's only if they are required by law that they should give your information to anybody. And you can also breach your right to confidentiality. Do you know how? You can also breach your right to confidentiality. Do you know how? If you give out that details yourself. You have lost that right to confidentiality if you give out those details. Your bank is going to keep those information safe, but you also have the responsibility to also keep your information safe. The next is you have a right to redress. You have the right to complain. If you have been treated unfairly, you have the right to complain. And the banks also have different channels that you can also use to complain. The next is you have a right to be treated fairly. You have a right to be treated fairly. I think during one of the presentations, I was hearing different sounds when they said, oh, you have 5,000 as someone that has 5 billion naira. In the eyes of the central bank, you are all one. I was hearing, I will tell you today. One man who has, let's say, 5 million naira, and a collection of people with that same 5 million naira, the both of them, they hold the same amount? Yes or no? Yes or no? Collectively, they own the same amount. So tell me why the one with the 5 million should be treated differently from the plethora of people that have that same amount. You are the customers of the bank. The bank, they like the numbers. Why do you think they go outside to go and be sharing flyers, come and open bank accounts? Why didn't they only go to the richest people in Nigeria to go and have them open bank accounts? Because they know that even your own funds are also valuable to them. So you have a right to be treated fairly, regardless of your status, regardless of your of how much you have in your bank account, regardless of your age or your financial abilities. You have a right to be treated fairly. But however, certain products can also make, let's say, one customer be treated maybe more than the others. Some banks, they have certain products, like maybe the privilege product. That customer is paying for that privilege. They are allowed to do that. But in as much as the other one is not subscribed to any product, you should be treated fairly. Next slide, please. So what are your responsibilities? Waiting be your responsibilities. You see this one, I have to speak it in pidgin so that you can know. So that you can know what to do. Waiting be your responsibilities. You get the duty to know and understand. You get the duty to know and understand. It no day enough, say may your bank just tell you waiting to do. But even you yourself, you suppose know waiting that they tell you. You yourself, you suppose know waiting them they tell you. If they tell you A, you suppose ask them why this thing be A and not understand why this thing be A. Because we don't see different cases where people go come out. They go say, oh, no be me sign this thing. No be me sign this thing. This bank, did they come on my money? Did they come on my money? But when we go investigate and we say, okay, Mona bring the form where this person use register, we go see, say, all these clauses, they inside that form where you sign. Now you know read them well, and now you know understand them well. So you get the duty to know and to understand. The next one is you get the duty to meet or honor any financial obligation. If you don't sign, say you go do something with your banks, make sure say you do If you don't sign contracts with them, make sure say you honor that contract. We dey get instances where we say people go bank, go collect loan. They know say now 22nd of maybe every month, now the bank supposed collect the loan. And they collect their salary 21st. Immediately the salary enter, bam, 21st, they don't come out everything. That is not you honoring your duty. That is not you honoring your obligation. You need to make sure that you honor any obligation it is that you sign with any financial institution in Nigeria. The next is you have a duty to protect your instruments and information. You have a duty to protect all your financial instruments and information. This one, even if you know take anything, go out today. This one is very, very important. Your PIN, your BVN, your NIN, the numbers on your card, all those things, you supposed to make sure say you keep them safe. You're not supposed to discuss them with anybody. Even your family members. Even your family members. I know they talk to me, you don't trust your husband, though. I know some you don't trust your pikin, though. But you should make sure that you keep your PIN safe. I will give you an example. You know, we dey always see different complaints about these things, right? Person just come our office one day, they say, oh, they collect my money, they remove my money with my card, and I don't know who they do. We just tell the woman, say, okay, wait, make we investigate. So when we do the investigation, we see, say, okay, now card withdrawal, did they go ATM, go collect the money? We can't tell the bank, say, okay, give us camera footage of the day where that transaction happened. We want to see who come out this money. So when we investigate finish, we saw the video of the man that was carrying out the transaction. So we can't call the woman. We say, come, we don't get the video. You know this person? She say, yes, now my son. So when she say, yes, now my son, we say, okay, no, wala now. We go straight to prosecution because we're supposed to carry and go hand them over to law enforcement. JJ, the woman said, no, this is not on family matter. Make we leave them. So you have the duty to keep your personal information safe. We don't see, if we there today, I will tell you different stories. I will tell you different stories. We be saying now the customer now ain't compromise. Some people go receive call. They go say, oh, you don't win so money from MTN. And they go say, oh, we want make you give us the number where they on top your card. You go give them the number where they the front. Give them the one where they the back. Give them the PAN number and everything where they on top. Even the expiry date, you will come give them the PIN join. You don't finish. And then they will come, they come on your money, and then you will now say, oh, this bank, they do it, they come on my money, they come on my money. But now you, the customer, don't compromise. Make sure you keep your information safe. Your bank already has any information that they require from you. Your bank already has any information that they require from you. You have a duty to keep all your information accurate. If you change address, make sure say you go your bank, go update them. If you change phone number, go your bank, go update them. We don't see cases where we say people no update their mobile number. Maybe MTN don't already give the number to another person, or Glo don't give the number to another person. Now that person will come to receive their alert. Because according to what you feel for bank, the phone number where you put before, now in they still they give information. So make sure say you always provide accurate and up-to-date information. If you suspect fraud for your account, make sure so you report. You do your house, 1 million enter inside your account, no be God give you. You do your house, 1 million enter inside your account, no be God give you. Eh? No talk say OT law. You know law to anywhere, you no go anywhere. Make sure you report any fraud that you suspect on your account. Next slide. So what if it happen if you no honor your own obligations, if you no honor what you supposed to do? Penalties fee day. The example where I give a person we collect loan, we come out the money 21st, so that bank no go meet any money for their account. Penalties go just they add up, they go. And you know, say CBN don't get something now, we be say any bank where you get for Nigeria, if you they owe UBA and maybe you get money for inside your first bank, they go come out the money for the first bank, use and set to UBA. Shikina, now one BVN na entire all the accounts. So know it today. That could be penalties. And if you collect loan also, you put guarantor, your guarantor go pay. People where they do guarantor for people where they don't know. Now you won't cup of tea. Next. So if your bank too, if they no honor their own duties and obligations, the first thing you're supposed to do now to complain, go to the bank first. Complain to the bank first. And number two is you need to obtain an acknowledged copy of your complaint. You need to obtain an acknowledged copy of your complaint and a reference number. Because if we want to ask the bank about this complaint, now that reference number we go use. Number three is you need to give your bank some time to resolve it. You need to give them time to resolve it. Because sometimes some transactions, 2 days they go resolve them, 1 day they go resolve them. But I guess someone where we say it go require more time, like 2 weeks. Give them some time to resolve it. If they no can resolve them, then you feel can report to the Director Consumer Protection Department of the CBN. You know, say CBN get branch for all the states for Nigeria. Do you know? Even for Abuja, we get branch. Even if the headquarters did there, we still get branch for there. You feel write your complaint, carry and go any bank branch, and then you give it to them. So I just want to tell you how you can safeguard yourself from frauds and scams. Next slide. How you can safeguard yourself from fraud and scams, because we have seen different instances and then we think it's right to educate people. Next. So I'll be giving you tips on how you can protect yourself from fraud and scam. Number one, keep your PIN secret. Keep your PIN secret. Do not share your PIN with anybody. Set limits on your account. You fit talk say you know one day withdraw past 100,000 naira for inside your account per day. Very good. So that in case they thief your phone, they thief your card, they no go fit come out past that 100,000 naira. Set a limit on your account. The next is make you not trust any phone call or SMS where they ask you for your personal information. Lie, no give them. The next is protect your BVN and keep your card separate from your PIN. People know when they too quick remember their PIN. Where we say they're going to write the PIN down so that they don't go forget. Keep the PIN separate from where you keep your card. Next is this one, very important. May you put SIM lock for your SIM. Make you put SIM lock for your SIM. In case they thief your phone, so that they don't go commot the SIM, put on for another phone, they use and they do USSD. Put a SIM lock on your SIM. Block your ATM card if you misplace. Or if you see, say, maybe ATM don't trap your card, just block your account before you come out from there, so that story no go enter. Because we don't see cases where we say people go ATM, they say, oh, the ATM trapped my card. As I come out from there, they debit my account, they debit my account. Once you see, say, the machine don't trap your card, just block your account before you come out from there. So the next is request a receipt for each transaction. Any transaction where you do, make sure, say, you get receipt. Next is make sure, say, you report any fraud or scam to the relevant authorities. Next slide. These are the different channels where you feel use lay complaint. You feel use chat, you feel use phone call, you feel use social media, you feel use mobile application, even websites, walk-in, email, and letter. Next slide. So these are how to complain effectively, because we they receive different complaints for our own department. Where we say we they even get 500, 1,000 complaints daily. Imagine, say, person come they tell me what you chop yesterday for inside in complaint. How you want make I take help them? How you want make I take help them? Some people will come, they go say, oh, on that day, I was wearing a blue shirt and a black trouser, waiting concern me with the clothes where you wear. Go straight to the point, right? Make sure, say, your complaint, they very clear and you don't get any error. Make sure, say, your complaint, they very clear and you don't get any error. Make sure, say, your complaint contain your name. Make sure, say, you get your address. Make sure, say, you get your phone number in case we go need contact you. Also, make sure, say, you get your email. And then make sure, say, your complaint gets the name of the bank where you they complain against. Make sure your complaint has the name of the bank that you're complaining against and your account number. It's not enough for you to just put only your name. Also put your account number so that we can be able to trace it. Number 4, your complaint should have the history, the date where the transaction happened. I send money go person, the person no receive one. Maybe today na 8th of August. I send money on the 8th of August to so person for this bank. The person did not receive it. She cannot put your bank account number. Put the person that you send the money to, the account number. Put the date. Like that, and then we'll go through resolve them quickly. Make sure that you attach relevant documents. If you get receipt, POS debit me, and then they know it show declined, but they debit me. Make sure, say, you keep that POS copy, because it is very important. The next is you go attach evidence, say you don't lodge this complaint with your bank. Now, why we tell you, say, make sure, say, you go the bank first before you come CBN. So this one are just financial inclusion, just to tell us how we they use bring people on board the formal financial system. And the reasons why we they do them now for easy access, so that you go free access your money anywhere at any time. Number 2, we say so that you go free get a broad range of products like credit, like savings, insurance, and the rest. And number 3, we say so that you go free meet your need as a consumer. And number 4, we say make it very affordable. Make the financial system very affordable. Now, why we they do what we they do? And this not just the status, the current status of how people don't use on board the formal financial system in Nigeria. Currently, we did 74% in 2023, and then our target now still 95% by 2024. So I think we're already moving close to this target. And then this one are just percentages of how people they excluded for the financial system. We see, say, women get 9% gap over the men, because men are 79%, women 70%. Youth between the age of 18 and 35, they are 6% less than people where they above 35. Then the rural area also, they at less advantage past the urban area. So these things where they are now we they use do our targeted outreach, so that we go see, say, people they on board the formal financial system. Next slide. So in conclusion, now big grammar there here, but I go explain them gently. In conclusion, you get rights and you get responsibilities. And make sure, say, you understand your rights. At the same time, make sure, say, you carry out your responsibilities as a consumer. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us celebrate Thank you. So we can do better than Ekpatewo now. Thank you for giving us updates that yes, we now know our right. Honestly, this your part now. Don't make me de expose. You understand? Before I did for my people, or rather my friends and families, they don't know anything about limits, setting your account limit. But you just made a point, and indeed, it's very, very rich. We say thank you for that information. They say information are key, and you don't give us right information this time now. So, ladies and gentlemen, he also mentioned that make we know they give our PIN. I will also say this because as at last 2 weeks, I paid my house rent. After paying my house rent, my landlord don't stop me tire. As I paid the house rent, it not reach 2 hours later. The man begging shout, what take by me, what take by me? What happened? What happened? He say somebody called him that said, please, can you give me your your PIN and everything? And that was how they took off the money from the account. You understand? So, but me, now you call the person and me do set up for them. Me, we don't pay your house rent. How they set you up? You understand? So the point is, Oga has given us insight about this because we have our own right. We get the right to make sure, say, our account they protected. Make a look for you say OT loan here. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, right about now, I would like to also recognize in our midst and also invite to the high table if possible. Please join me as I welcome to this great auditorium the National Sales Coordinator in JC Banking ITEX Integrated Service, Mrs. Kesiena Lily Ojo. Is she here with us? Where is she? All right, thank you so much. Celebrate you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to move to the next one with the dual and charger so we go if you understand the other part of it. So I would like to invite this great man to come take us on currency operations. Okay, currency operations and branch management department. Please join me as I welcome Mr. Paul Onoa. One clap for Mr. Paul now. He won't give us something very, very rich. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, all. Good. I want to be sure I'm very audible. So my name is Paul Onoha. Unfortunately, I didn't attend morning school. I went to afternoon school. So you see me switching from Yoruba to Pidgin and to English. So whichever one is convenient for me, you see me bouncing there. If Yoruba is more convenient for me, I will move to Yoruba. And if Pidgin is convenient, I will do that. And if peradventure by chance I could speak good English because I didn't go to morning school, I will also make do of that opportunity. So if you like me, just join me in the spirit and be praying. So I'll speak more English so that you can comprehend what I'm saying. Okay. So good morning once again. I think I'm very much happy to be here. And I'll be speaking on currency issue. Just as we have here, the central bank have mandate. And you can see that it's second on the mandate, the issuance of legal tender currency in Nigeria. And I'm very much sure that all of us are very much aware of what is our legal tender currency. And so we are here this morning to interact with you, to speak with you, to relate with you. And that is why I'm informally dressed. The Yorubas will say, Ojua la oshikini la ofing bobe. Are you back? So Ojua let me bobe la roy. So I'll move to Yoruba, I'll move to English so that we can relate very well. Issuance of legal tender currency. And for the bank, for the CBN to do this, we actually rely on a particular department known as Currency Operations and Branch Management Department, and that's where I came from. So I'm going to be speaking to this mandate, and I'm very sure I'm going to carry every one of us along in this presentation. So because of time, I'm going to be very, very brief on each of my slides. However, before I move on, I want to ask some, go to the next one, please. Go to the next one. So I'm going to be explaining the role of central bank in ensuring clean and quality banknote. I'm going to talk about promoting good handling, habits of banknote. We're going to talk about, helping the public to identify security features on our banknote, discourage abuse, sale, and counterfeiting of our banknote, and also guide the citizens on what to do when you have damage on worn-out banknote. Next slide. All right. Now, no, take it right. Go back a bit. Go back. How much do you know about Naira notes? How much do you know about Naira notes? I want a volunteer from here, possibly a student. Any market woman here? Any market woman here? How much do you know of Nigeria bank notes? A volunteer from here. I promise you something. There's money here. Somebody, a volunteer. That my brother. Come. Spirit led me to you. You exactly you. Come now. I mean, more than clap for her. You know easy. You know easy. My eye does catch and like this. Only you go sit down among women. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 women. Only you sit down there. What will be your mission? Coincidence. So how much do you know about Nigerian money? Just they want to hear you.
Okay. Good morning. All right. Good morning. My name is Okocha Oji from Yabatek. Okay. Briefly, what I know about Naira notes or the currency. Some of them we have the list one which is in polymer, and the other one that is in paper form. The polymer are the same in size. The paper one, they are the same in size as well. So briefly, that's just that.
Clap for him. I bet, come. And I'm giving you money. But things of this world don't last. So go in peace. I want a volunteer from that side, please. A volunteer from that side. Tell me how much you know about Nigerian money. Now, when you talk about dollar, I mean, a lot of us, we know about dollar, even though we don't spend it. And some of us have dollar at home. We've been keeping it there for how many years now, but we don't spend it. But please tell me how much you know about Nigerian notes. My spirit is telling me to call you, sir. Exactly. Can you click to come? No, not you. That 1, 2, 3. You exactly. Please clap for him. Please clap now. Tell me how much you know about Nigerian money. See camera.
Thank you very much. My name is John Oyene. We have a different as in Naira notes, different denominations from 5 Naira to 10 Naira, 20 Naira, 50 Naira, 100 Naira, 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira currency with different color at the same time again and size. Yeah.
That's what you know about Nigerian money. Please still clap for him. Okay, go to the next slide, please. Now look at our beautiful Nigerian note. Look at this. We have 4 polymer notes. 4 polymer notes. How beautiful they are. 50, 20, 10, 5. And when you come to this denomination, we see the outgoing, because they're almost gone. The outgoing is here. That is why it's on its way out. And we have the new note. And the kobo. How many of you are aware of this kobo? That we see how this kobo is circulation. How many of you are aware of this? We still have them. Meloni no kobo. Meloni no kobo. And we no kobo mi by. No kobo boda. No kobo. And you no kobo. So those are the center, 1 no kobo. Okay? So we have 1 Naira, 2 Naira, 50 kobo, 10 kobo, 1 kobo. That is why when you see a debit on your account, you will see 53 kobo. 10 Naira, 53 kobo. Where is that kobo coming from? Because our currency is broken down to kobo. So we still have it. Okay? So these are the banknote that we have in circulation. So be familiar with our banknote. It's very key. But it doesn't stop here. What you see there is polymer. Now, polymer, make the other one. Now, this one, in the actual sense, do you know it's not actually paper? I don't know if you're aware. It's not actually paper. It's cotton. So when you see Nigerian money under certain light, you'll be so shocked. Because what we have here, each of these notes have nothing less than 21 security features on them. Somebody say, Somebody say, Not less than 21 security features. But the one we allow you to see physically, I just feel. So let's go to the next one. Now, what are security features on your banknote? Bring out your banknote. If you have banknote in your wallet, except if you don't have, come and meet me, but not here. Not now. Maybe next year. Bring out a banknote. Do that very fast. Bring out a banknote. I'm also looking at where you are bringing out from. My eyes are rolling to see where you are bringing out that banknote from. Okay, very good. Only a few people, right? Oh, Lowoni. Kilode. Yawulo Pampe now. Okay, are we good now? You have 1,000 Naira notes with you? That means you are rich, madam. Go and pour no more. Okay, good. Look at this banknote. Now, like my friend there said, he said what he knows about Nigerian banknotes is that we have the other side, big notes, and we have the smaller denominations. Chicken, and that's all. But beyond that, now we don't bear the same name here. Okay? We have Chioma, we have Uche, we have Mayowa, and all those stuff. And Yoruba says something. Chioma Maba Sonayekini. Boy Ubani. You know I'm an Igbo man speaking Yoruba like you. You understand? So that you not miss your child, so you give them name. So when you say Omawa, they will ask you, Omawo Langpe. Is that also? In the same case, these are banknotes have their security features embedded. Now, if you look at that white one you have there with you, 1,000 Naira. Madam, look at it. Raise it up. Can you see it? Higher. Higher. Oh my God. Are you good now? So what you see inside there is called portrait watermark. So you see the image of these two people, old CBN governors. You see their image inside the white. So it's called portrait what? Watermark. So underline. So those women that are selling in the marketplace, I'm surprised they are not here today. Now, when you give them money, they will do like this. And you know, all this while they've not yet any notes. When they do like this, the next thing they'll keep it. Then what are you now looking out for? So when I don't look at it now, they just oleye. Oh. Look at it very well. Now, you have what we call portrait watermark. And we have what we call race intaglo print. Now, look at the face of that man, Clement Insong. Look at close to that cap. Just, touch it. Feel it somehow. What do you feel? A bit raised, right? Like a raised print. So it's called race intaglo print. Now, another thing, you see one shiny object at the center of 1,000 Naira note. Madam, don't carry it up. Bring it down. Come down. All right. Now, that green thing is called OVI, optical variable ink. When you shift it underline, it changes from blue to green, green to blue. It changes like that. Okay? And what major thing you should take away from here is this. No two notes have the same serial number. If today I come to and I give you 10 notes and they have the same number, they are fake. No two notes have the same serial number. Please note this. Now, let me quickly move from this. The shine, go down now. The shining object there, that gold, is called kilogram. It's an anti-scan. You can't scan it. And it's only available on 1,000 Naira note. You can't scan that item. Until today, from our intelligence and from what you do in the office, counterfeiters have not gotten this. They've tried as much as possible, but they've not gotten this. So this a few things about 1,000 Naira note that you have in your. So it's more than just paper. It's not paper. It's cotton that passed through a lot of process to arrive at this. So it's not paper. So let's move on. 500 Naira, we have Nnamdi Azikiwe. So when you raise it up, to back you are seeing another image in that place, and it no be Azikiwe, no be genuine money. 500 must be what? Nnamdi Azikiwe. If you raise them up, you can't see my image for that money. Now fake. Now fake already. If you can't raise them up again, you can't see another person for that money. Now counterfeit. So watermark is very critical. And you must be familiar with all these features on your banknote. So if you want to know more about this, you can go to CBN website. You see all these things there. So know more about your banknote. It's not just, I want to buy pepper, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. No. Let's go on quickly because of our time. And Madu Bello. We also have this now 200 Naira note. Every images you have here are also obtainable on 500 Naira notes. The same features are obtainable. And it's correct that we have some features here that you cannot scan. No matter how much you try. Like I said, we have about 21 security features on this banknote. That's why they're expensive. And Nigerian banknote is one of the best banknotes all over the world. All over the world. Even American dollar, they learn work. They do it. Hey, they learn work now. Can you clap for Nigeria, please? Clap for Nigeria. Clap for Nigeria. No place like home. If you ever travel abroad, come by, go prefer Nigeria to another country. You see the way they work in some countries like this? Eh? Nigeria, now they dash you money. Abroad, nobody dash you money for abroad, though. If I carry you go lunch for abroad, you must pay for your lunch. You forget? But yeah, for Nigeria, we they pay. Okay? So please, we are the best, almost the best currency all over the world. Take it from me, please. And this is our 100 Naira note, community bank note. You can see the former premier of this Western region, Obafemi Awolowo, and some other features that we have on this banknote. So a lot of things on this banknote that you need to know. So just know it beyond buying and selling. I'm holding this, I'm holding that. And the implication is this. When you know all these features, it helps you to differentiate from counterfeit and the real one. Counterfeit, counterfeit outside though. So may you try know some features of our bank note. Now we are here. Naira abuse. I think I don't see and finish until I went to Owerri. And he came and give me change. And they wrote on it, Chioma Keke. How about Chioma Keke? So I thought I've seen it and I told my friend, oh boy, see what I see for this. The guy said, you know I tell meet my own wife. I said, how? He said, Naira Keke, now I meet my wife. And I write her name too. Achinenye Keke. Naira abuse. Now, this is an abuse. For example, look at that. Let me show you a life example. I have a note here. Let me have two people. A volunteer. Come now, my friend. You don't become my friend, though. I want a volunteer. Another volunteer from somewhere. A lady this time around. Your man is telling you to come. Yeah, come. No, look my wallet too. When you did it. Now look at this. What do you have here? Tell them what you see here.
29,800.
What is consigned bank to 29,800? I will tell you here. And somebody will even write numbers on it. People's phone number. Ijoma 080. Oluwakemi Yagbadebo 0904. On our bank, it's called what? Naira abuse. Now, if I give you this, do you have note with you? You have Naira note with you? You broke. I just know, you know, say I broke and I put on two different things. So you broke or you poor? You broke. Oh, yeah, hold on. Oh, yeah, hold this now. Since you broke, hold on. Give testimony for church, so I don't help your matter. But never go. Now, if I give you the no be broke, you poor. In mind change, say this man will collect and buy, now he run. Oh, yeah, go in peace. What will be your name, auntie? Rutu. Now, Ruth, if you have to choose between these two, which one will you take? Why? Because it's neat. No, true, you are proud. Don't go yet. What's your name? Naomi? What's your name? Rihanna. Come now. Everybody be a fine name here. I never see Sumbo. Rihanna. Even my own name, I'm changing to Darlington very soon. So they can call me Darling. Which one will you choose from these two notes? But they're the same thing. So which one will you choose? It's cleaner than this. Who make and clean? Okay, since you make a choice now. Choose one. Take. May I help you too? Please go buy plantain. All right. Now see what I'm going to. Look at that note. As beautiful as it is. And somebody designed it. And we have more. And some of you here, you are guilty of it. Tell those people that carry punk. Can you see? For no reason. Chioma Keke. Yabose. We call this one gravity. Gravity in currency. It is wrong. It is Naira what? Abuse. Don't abuse our Naira note. If I give you 100 Naira dollar now, I'm sure before we close, you will disappear from here. Why? Because number one, you don't want people to come close to you. You want to take care of that note. Am I right? But 1,000 and just squeeze the 1,000. Why are you squeezing it? For what reason? It's an abuse. Now look at that one. Anybody accept Pepe here or Yalepo? Yalepo. But are they mechanic? But are they mechanic? But are they even wearing suits? So it will not even appear now. So, but the point is this. This is an abuse. And some of us, we treat our Naira note like this. You just squeeze it with pepper. Some of you be eating in one restaurant like that because you have a friend around, you want to form. Just, no, drop it there. You draw the bank note and what are we pouring? Say, no, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Your drink will pour. Say, no, I'll take care of it. You're so no, I'll take care of it. And you make mess of our Naira note. Ladies and gentlemen, it costs us money to print this note. To print Naira, not be more. I said Naira is more powerful than dollar when it comes to security features. I'm telling you the fact. Naira is one of the strongest currency in the world when it comes to security features. Now look at this. And look at that one again. Kilode, Kilagbe, Kilaju. Look at our money. And look at this. I'm not saying you should not dance. I'm not saying you should not spend money. Oh, I'm bad. You know, it's good. Even sometimes we like to do it out. You understand? You dance and all those stuff. But look at what is happening here. And somebody will spray our money and they will work on it. This is against Nigerian law. It's against our law. And that last one, by that corner. Money what? 2 weeks ago at Nasarawa, I went for an event. I was coming out, I saw a very fine lady. Let me not lie before God and man. That lady fine, true. She fine. Even in my mind, I was calling her Talugo, but I did not tell her. But before I know, one guy just came out. He was wearing white. That was what even annoyed me most. He was wearing white. And the guy came, and he gave this lady money bouquet. He gave the guy, lady, what? Money. I did not know when I even started. What? What's going on here? I've seen somebody on YouTube advertising this thing that people should come and learn. Central Bank, we are friendly. We are good. We are nice. But policeman may not take it friendly with you. If you are caught by policeman, ladies and gentlemen, you may have to spend 6 months in jail. You don't know, but now you know. 6 months in jail. Or you pay 50,000 naira, or both. And when you go to jail and come back, your name will not remain the same. They must add ex-convict badable to that name. If your engineer becomes ex-convict engineer badeshew, so be careful. Don't abuse our Naira. The next one, please. Let's go. I never see him. Next slide. From beginning. All right. Make we no squeeze our home. Make we no go tear up. Manula, well. Keep on well. This our Naira home.
My people, make we dey handle our Naira with care. Naira notes no be writing pad. Make we no dey write on top am. No squeeze am. Arrange am well. Keep our Naira clean. Keep am neat.
Handle am well. Keep am well. This our Naira home. Now we right.
This message now from the Central Bank of Nigeria.
You like You like the music? Make you no stay no squeeze no. Let's sing that song together. Let's sing that song. Now take 2 minutes and I round up. Please play it again. We sing it together, please. Here we go.
Make we no stay
Yes, I want to hear your voice. Let's go.
Make we no stay no more. Make we no write on am. Make we no squeeze more. Make we no go tear am. Manula, well. Keep on well. This our Naira home. Now we right.
My people, make we dey handle our Naira with care. Naira notes no be writing pad. Make we no dey write on top am.
Cash hoarding. Don't keep your money at home. Take your money to where? To bank. 2 risks are involved. One, it's either armed robbers attack you, or there's a fire incident. This era of kidnapping, the father is kidnapping his son, and son kidnapping father, kidnap the mother join. And they now look for their parents to come and bail them out. Be careful. Take your money to bank. Your banks are there, and the CBN going to have ensured you that your money is safe. So please take your money to what? To bank. Don't hoard your money at all. Next one, counterfeit note. If you are caught with counterfeit note, you are trying to counterfeit our Naira, you will go to jail. Not less than 5 years. Not less than what? 5 years. However, if somebody gives you counterfeit note, carry them, come give CBN, Naira CBN branch, anywhere where you dey, or nearest police station. But I advise you say CBN they closer to you than police station. So carry and go CBN branch. Now as I understand, they tell you so. The last one, mutilated note. We have some notes that have been destroyed by termites. So they were destroyed by fire and all those things. If you have those kind of notes at home, please, you can take it to the nearest CBN branch. They will guide you on how to do it. Write to the director of currency operation and branch management department. They will guide you. And the necessary requirement will be given to you. And I'm assuring you that CBN will look into your matter. But that does not mean that CBN is under obligation to give you that note back. But there's no crime in trying. Okay? So take your note to nearest CBN branch and write your applications accordingly. So let's leave this place. Let's leave here. We have CBN Museum where you can get history. Tell about buy Tamba Kinio, Aba, Aroba, Araba de Kini, Baba, Eton, Wadagba. Now, we have museum in Central Bank in Abuja, the head office. You can learn a lot about our history. When they spend bottle as currency, when hoe and color will be spent as currency. Please feel free to come in for everybody. Come and see this opportunity to learn more about our currency note. And lastly, what you got there, Naira note is more than a minimum of exchange. It is a symbol of a national identity. Let us treat Naira note with utmost care and regard. No squeezer, no stainer, no rat on them, no tear them. These are Naira that what? Now we own. Thank you.
Make we no stain no more. Make we no right on them. Make we no squeeze no more. Make we no go tear them. Anula, well. Keep on well. This our Naira home. Now we right.
Thank you, DJ. Bring it down. Please, let's put our hands together for Mr. Paul Onuha. Clap for him, clap for him, clap for him. All right, thank you very much. Let's make history. Mr. Paul is an Igbo man, Onuha. But àwọn Igbo want to someone so affect bound. Àmọ́ bá ṣe máa gbà wọ́n ni pé a máa fún wọn lórúkọ Yorùbá. Sa àwa orúkọ gidi kan. Orúkọ tó lówó nú. Torí CBN ni. Ọláyíká. Akànjí. Ó dàbí orúkọ àwọn ẹrú. Mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ orúkọ olówó. Olówó lágbà. Ìyẹn náà dà bẹ́ẹ̀. So, where is he? Mr. Paul? Okay. As from today, orúkọ yín jẹ́ Paul Olówólàgbà Onuha. Put your hands together for him. So, bó ṣe ń jáde, Mr. Olówólàgbà, ó kọ́ ẹ̀ pé 15 Olówólàgbà fún wa lénìí. Kọ́lọ́ ń ṣàánú. 2000. Rí ṣe. Thank you very much. All right, that was a powerful presentation. And I believe that you are writing down your questions, okay? I know you have been enlightened, but you have more questions. Torí Yorùbá sọ pé ojú òfò òfò tán, ìjàlè ń dálẹ̀. So now you have known some, but you are still going to add more to your knowledge. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. And while his presentation was going on, we had some very, very key persons who walked in. And it is important that we recognize them before we go on with the program. We have the head customer engagement department and contact center and consumer protection unit of the Wema Bank, Omolola O. Michael Olowo. Okay, Olowa. I thought it's Owo. You know, who has been spreading since. And thank you for coming. We appreciate your presence. We also have in our midst Akimbode Akinfeye, Agent Network Manager, Stanbic IBTC. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Please, when we call you, we'd like you to just wave your hands and, okay. Oh, you're hiding identity. What can we do? CBN, everybody knows, so we are not hiding anything. All right, so we have Jimmy Banjoko, Divisional Head, Digital Banking and Financial Inclusion, GT Bank. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Also from the First Bank of Nigeria, we have the Head Financial Inclusion Services, Ikerefula Nwachukwu. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Also from First Bank of Nigeria, we have the Group Head, Retail Banking Operations, Sadiat Famuyiwa. Sadiat Famuyiwa, you're welcome. We have the National Sales Coordinator of Aged Banking, iTex Integrated Services, Kesiena Lily Ojo. Please, if you are clapping, do that better for them. Thank you very much for coming. We also have the Group Head, e-business and transaction banking, Premium Trust Bank, and also the Vice Chairman of Committee of E-Business Heads, Abidemi Asumo. Please put your hands together for her. Okay, she's over there. Good to have you. Thank you for coming. And Ayola Sonriwa, Business Development Manager, C24 Capital. Please put your hands together for him or her. You're welcome. And last but not the least, Mr. Abednego Ugweke, Head Digital Channels, First Bank of Nigeria. You're also very much welcome. How many of you are enjoying the program so far? You're enjoying the program, just wave your hand. You're enjoying the program? All right. As you can see, some people are winning money. You understand? Some people are winning. They are winning now. You want money now. Where can you go and they'll just give you money like that just because you identify new money? Only central bank can do that. Account number? No, we can't call it, so that people will not see what is in your account. They say some people should bring out money. I noticed somebody brought out wallets and no money was inside. I will not mention name. All right, taking us further quickly. We have one last presentation for this morning, and afterwards, the room will be open for questions and answers. And this presentation will be taken from the department, Financial Markets Department of the Central Bank of Nigeria by Mrs. Obiageli Ihekwoba. Please put your hands together for her. Women supporting women. This is the first female presenter, and you're not clapping well. Make some noise, make some noise. And Nadia will see you now.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're happy to have all of you seated here this morning and listening to what we have for you. Building a stronger Naira, how it affects you. So we're still talking about Naira, but this time around, we're talking about the value of Naira when you compare it to other foreign currencies. Because the Naira that we spend there is our home currency. So when you compare how Naira is doing with dollars, with pound sterling, and other currencies. So this one will be in just like question and answers. Some of those questions in your mind that you've been asking, I've tried to get those questions and then provide answers to them. So we go. So what does the Financial Markets Department do? What does CBN do in the area of financial markets? So financial markets, CBN is working to make sure that the market, financial markets, which is the market where we trade, where we buy and sell money, foreign currencies like dollars, like euro, pound sterling, and then the other money markets where we sell government securities. We try in CBN to make sure that that market is transparent, that nobody they do underhand business, that nobody they cheat another person, that everything there is straightforward. You can see it and know that this is what is happening there. And this is just to make sure that everything is transparent, to reduce abuse, and to make sure that the rules and regulations, everybody they follow the rules and regulations. So what we do in CBN, in that financial market side, it affects the value of Naira. Whether Naira they strong or whether Naira they weak, it affects them. It also affects your loan rates. Sometimes government borrow money from the public through those securities. So what we do in financial markets also affects what rates those securities can go. It also affects your savings rates, how much you get when you save your money, or investment, how much you get when you invest your money. Okay, so how does how does CBN support Naira stability? In CBN, we work with the banks. We work with authorized dealers. When you hear us talk about authorized dealers, not everybody they deal in foreign currency. So CBN don't already give some people license, saying that only for that area where they go they play. So we work with those authorized dealers to make sure that that window is transparent. And currently we have just one window. If you recall before now, we have some other windows, different rates. But in 2023, everything was collapsed to one window, just to make sure that the market is transparent, just to make sure that the rates are stable. Some of you be wondering, if we do all those ones, why our rates they go up and down? Yes, rates are still going up and down because of so many other factors, which we will see. The next slide, please. So understanding Naira movements. Why our Naira rates, they go up and down? Sometimes they go tell you, say, dollar, now 1,500. Some other times they go say dollar, now 1,550. What think they cause that movement up and down? How many of us know that in this Nigeria, we know they produce plenty things? Most of the things where we they use, we they import them. And for you to import, you must buy foreign exchange. You must go to that foreign exchange market. And so when many people will want maybe import or pay their children's school fees or maybe travel abroad, when many people like that need foreign exchange, and then the supply for that foreign exchange no day, people will need dollar come past people where they supply the dollar. It go make the dollar scarce now, and then the dollar they go up and down like that. You know, so but we've put some things in place somehow to stabilize the naira as it is now. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so another thing that could also make our naira fluctuate, we don't talk about them, we know they produce plenty things. Now, the major source of our foreign exchange is crude oil. And even that crude oil, it still they fluctuates for the crude oil market. Sometimes the price will go up. Sometimes the price will come down. And from there, we they earn the dollar, where would they use? Sometimes too, we know they even produce enough. We don't produce enough to even earn enough dollars. So that way, we're not earning enough dollars. And then we have, so many people have their children abroad. Everybody is looking for dollar to make that payment. And then we import most of the things we use. Again, you know, there's this thing that happens, you know. Sometimes you also go to the market to buy maybe one local thing. Maybe something you know that they grow in Nigeria. Maybe like yam, a tuber of yam. I don't know if it has happened to you. You get to the market and maybe you bought this yam last week, 4,000 naira. And then you go again this week. The seller of the yam will tell you that, yam is now 6,000 naira or 5,000. And you ask this local farmer, waiting happen, madam, why? They will tell you dollar don't go up. So when this dollar is scarce, you know, they affect only the things that we import. It also affects the cost of everything, including transportation and everything. And so CBN, they make efforts to make sure, say, the price of the value of our naira is strong. When we have strong naira, it will be cheaper for us. Things will be easier for the population of Nigerians. So in 2023, CBN merged all foreign exchange markets into one, and then CBN has mandated the use of IFEMS, the Electronic Foreign Exchange Matching System. That one had to bring about transparency, because now CBN does not quote any rates. All the people who want dollar go come for that marketplace. The people who want buy too go come. The people who get go come, and then the computer there go decide what in the rate go be. So everything is determined there, and then this is also to ensure transparency and fairness in exchange rates. When we have this transparency, it's easier for us to attract foreigners to come and invest, because we're actually looking for dollars. We are looking for foreign exchange. So transparency is very, very important in the foreign exchange market, because when that market is transparent, we'll have more people coming to play, and they will bring their dollars. That way we have enough dollars to do the things we want to do. So IFEM stands for Electronic Foreign Exchange Matching System. And I said is a computer-based system that matches, introduced by CBN, to conduct foreign exchange transactions. One other thing CBN is also doing to ensure that our Naira, the value of our Naira, that it gets stronger than it is now. Madam mentioned it in her speech, is the FX codes. Because no matter how you take token, some people go still won't do some under the table business. But with this FX code, we make sure that all the banks sign that they would abide by the regulations to ensure that everything about Naira, that the currency is stable, is strong. And this is to prevent cheating, to keep prices fair, and to build trust. When we don't have trust in our Naira, people in our money, people cannot come in here to invest. When we don't have, if our Naira just keeps going up and down, it's difficult for business people to even plan. I don't know how many business people have here. We need that stability to plan. And then every effort we're making in CBN today is to ensure that our Naira gets stable and then strong. There's one other circular CBN issued in 2023, mandating all the banks to ensure that they post their rates, foreign exchange rates, in their banking halls. So that when you enter the banking hall, you will see the buying rates and the selling rates. And then if you want to deal, you ensure that is that rate that they pasted on the wall, that is the rate you're dealing with. If you want to buy your PTA, you want to send money to your children abroad, you want to import your goods, you want to do other things. Then for some of us that use the phone, they're also mandated to make sure that those rates are on your apps. So before you deal in foreign exchange, you make sure that you're dealing with the correct rate, you're buying the right rate, so that there will not be any mago-mago under the table. Okay, so that's that with the Naira. We go to government securities. How many of us know say sometimes Nigerian government, they borrow money from the public? We know, right? Through these instruments, the treasury bills, the bonds. We also have the FGN savings bond. We also have the Sukuk. So we'll come to those ones. So sometimes when the government wants to borrow some money, they will sell what we call government securities. And these government securities, they are very safe. They are safe investments. Some people come to ask, how can I invest in treasury bill? You do these things with your bank. You go to your bank and find out some banks, for these bonds and treasury bills, some banks deal with only high net worth individual, people who get plenty money. But I also know some banks that with 100,000 Naira, you can buy your bond. Some bank go say, if you no reach 20,000 Naira, they no go sell. Some go say 20 million Naira. Some go say 50 million. But I know that some banks, with 100,000 Naira, you can start buying bond and you're saving and you're investing for your future. And it's very safe. They're like MMM. What's that one? What was that last one that happened? They're like that one. Imagine when Nigeria borrow money from you, then go pay now. Then go pay you. You sure say you go get your money back. So for this treasury bill, we have it in 3 tranches. You can invest in the 3 months, you can invest in the 6 months, you can invest in the 1 year. The 91 days, 182 days, and your 364 days. And that one now for 1 year, the maximum now for 1 year. So when you bring your money, of course, before you invest, you know what the interest rate is. They will tell you what the interest rate is. And so you give them your money. And this one, they will give you your money, your interest that is due to you. You get it before the maturity of the investment. So you collect, if you invest 100,000 and they say the rates now are 15% or 10%, they will pay you that interest immediately. And then after, maybe if now 1 year investment you did, after 1 year, you collect your money back. Then if it's bond, that one takes time. Sometimes 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It depends on the tenure you want. So if it's a bank that can sell these things in smaller quantities, maybe a bank that has agreed to sell bond, maybe 100,000 Naira worth of bond, and you're buying it, you want to buy bond that the duration, the tenure is for maybe 7 years. They will be paying your interest 2 times every year. You'll be earning income and your money is safe. And at the end of the 7 years, you will still get your money back with all the interest that you have earned. And this one, you're going to bed sleeping, knowing that your money is very safe. So you can talk to your banks about these ones. Okay, but this one will concern most of us. Some of us can say, oh, but we don't have 100,000 naira to invest. We don't have 50 million naira. We don't have 20 million naira. Federal government now came out with this one again, the FGN savings bond. This one with checkele money, small money, 5,000 naira, you can invest. Is there any student here that cannot afford 5,000 naira for investment? Sometimes we don't do these things because we are not aware. So those are the information we've come to bring to you today. FGM bonds are available, and these ones, they do it every month. Talk to your bank. Tell them what you want. You can invest from as small as 5,000 naira. You can invest 10,000, I think up to 50 million. So this one is for smaller investors. So that money that you want to use to do something else, you can invest in your future. And then you're also getting, it works like the regular bond, just that the entry level is very low to accommodate more people. So you can talk to your stockbroker, you can talk to your bank. And this one, the duration is usually 2 to 3 years. And the good thing about these securities, some people would have heard that, oh, some of them are for 7 years, some are for 10 years. If anytime you want to sell, they have good secondary market value. You can still sell off before that your tenure expires. So let's say you've bought this thing now for 3 years, the 3 years old, and you want to sell, you can still sell it. Tell your stockbroker to sell and give you back your money. So that's how safe and that's how good these things are. Okay, for the government's sukuk, this is also another financial market security available there, but it's tailored to meet the needs of our Muslim brothers and sisters. There are some people that don't believe in interest. Their religion does not allow them to either pay interest or to earn interest. So those people, we have this sukuk for them, just like the bond. But the difference now is that this one, government is also borrowing money from you, but government will tell you what they are using that money for, so that you will be sure that they're not putting it in some ventures that your faith does not allow. So they will tell you, for this sukuk, they will tell you, if na road they want to take and do, they go tell you, say, this money, if you loan us this money, na road will go take and do, or na bridge will go take and do. And this one also caters for the very low income earners, because with 10,000 naira, chinkini, small 10,000 naira, you can also be part of this. So you talk to your stockbroker too. Let them tell you more about this. And these are the ways you can invest into your future. And safe investments that you will invest and you know that your mind is at peace. And then you're getting, for this one too, you're getting your income, your interest, you're earning your interest 2 times a year. Every 6 months, something enters your account, depending on the rate at which you bought it. So I'll conclude by talking about telling you how you can benefit. Simple steps. We've mentioned some of these things before. Simple steps on how you can benefit from what we've talked about this afternoon. Number 1, use financial institutions approved by the CBN to get your foreign exchange. When you want to buy foreign exchange, walk into your bank and then make sure that they use those rates. That don't let them just give you rates by words of mouth. Use the rates that are pasted, that are the rates for that particular day. Always ask for that official IFEMS, NFEM rate, rather than just accepting a verbal rate. And then for safe investment, if you don't want to lose your money, stop patronizing all those there's so many other safe investments. You can invest in savings bond, FGN savings bond, with as little as, how much did I say? And the sukuk, how much? So those are small things you can start to build your future. can invest for your children. For those of us that are married, you can invest so that you have another source of, even for those of us that are working, you make investments so that you have another source of income that's just coming quietly. And that investment, nobody even knows. It's not like when you build house, everybody will go no say don't build house. It's not like when you do this one, a quiet one, nobody knows say you don't keep money somewhere. That money, they yield something to you instead of keeping your money under the bed. So you can invest in, well, it's not all the banks that allow, I have said it before, that allow you to invest in FGM bond if you don't have up to a particular amount of money. So find out from your bank what is obtainable, and also treasury bills. Then if you prefer to avoid earning interest or paying interest, like some religion, please ask your bank about sukuk. These things have timetable. Usually, before they sell these things, they announce. They will tell you. You can even tell your account officer, please inform me, remind me anytime these things are coming up. Please help me know so that I can make some investments there. And then it's good to stay informed. And what we're doing here now is keeping you informed. So you listen to news, you ask questions, you attend gatherings like this, you attend events like this, and then you get to know what is happening in the financial markets. That way, you stay informed. And you know that when you stay informed, you can now make some smart financial decisions. Imagine you now beginning to invest in government securities as young people. And then in the next 10 years, you know how much investment you would have saved up. So that's what making financial decisions is all about, because they will benefit your future. And then I want to say thank you for listening.
Let's put our hands together for her. Thank you very much, Mrs. Obiageli, for that wonderful presentation. Clap now. Are you stingy with clap? Clap for her. Thank you very much. Okay, I believe in the course of the whole presentations, you've been putting down your questions. We'd like our ushers to please retrieve those questions. Just go, you have written down questions, just raise up the paper and the usher will pick it from you. Ushers, please pick those questions from them. Let's ask very quickly.
So while that is going on, I've just been informed that we have several managing directors of microfinance banks here. We celebrate you and we say thank you all for coming. I also have here the National Association of the Microfinance Banks, ably represented by the Vice Chairman and the PRO. We celebrate you and we say thank you all for coming. So can we have your questions now?
Quickly, let's get those questions coming. Remember, you can invest with as low as 5,000 Naira. And for those who are married, invest for your children, your husband, your wife.
Yes, so
those who are not married, invest for yourself, not your girlfriend. Last, you go chop breakfast.
So the last speaker gave us better updates, and he said, as it be like this, we are also encouraged to also buy treasury bills and bonds. Okay, so you need to get back account. So if you do all this kind of thing, not they do MMM and CBEX. I think God need beg and move for no cry for Nigeria again. Okay. Please let's gather questions so we can make it very snappy.
London man, the way you talk, like you do CBEX.
But brother, I not do, but my landlord do.
You and this he go soon pursue you for the house.
House rent will gather for that. You go take a do CBEX. They call family meeting.
Nigerians love quick money. It's important that we discourage that. Work hard for your money. Honestly, and you'll be happy spending it. All right, so we have this QR code on the screen. You are meant to scan it, please. Scan and just follow the instruction afterwards. And when you are scanning, just know the kind of phone you are using. Sorry now. Sorry, I just dey talk. You can't use itel to scan. Sorry, Nokia. Sorry. I know I shot stray bullets, but phone no be phone. No. You get phone where they go call you, go they do miss call, but they see the ringing, they ring, but it show miss call. All right, so we have our presenters upstage, so the questions can be, they can easily answer these questions. Okay, can we have the questions now? Somebody don't put in phone up for like 5 minutes now. Now let you they scan. Are you scanning the future? So who is finding it hard to scan? Okay. We understand your pain. Okay, you can go to Google and you will see a camera icon on Google. That's Google search area. There's a camera icon. You can also use that. It will scan. In case your phone is not scanning from your camera, go to Google, the scan, the search, you'll see a camera scan. If that one no scan, go sell that phone. I beg. Sell it and buy a scanner. Okay, okay, can we go ahead? Where are the questions?
Okay, I have one here, so let me read it out.
Okay.
About Naira fluctuation, how is the CBN helping exports and other entrepreneurs? Okay, one of the things I talked about is some of the regulations we've put in place to ensure that the Naira stabilizes and also to ensure that the value of the Naira gets strong. And one of those is this FX code. FX code has given all the banks, directions and directives on how to treat foreign exchange, the things that are allowed for them to do, just to ensure there is transparency. And also the matching system, the B-match, the electronic, the foreign exchange matching system. That one too, like I explained, is a digital way of matching demand and supply for FX, such that there is the market force, nobody is putting hand, just to make it transparent. It's just that it will take a little while because we still need to export more. We still need to, have these dollars flow in. But so far, there's a report I saw this year that talked about, the fact that there was an increase in the number of foreigners that brought in their money to invest in Nigeria. So when we have transparency in that system, like we're pursuing, where everything we're doing is to ensure that that transparency is there, and that we get more people bringing their money, their dollars, foreigners to invest, and we have more supply of dollars and other foreign currencies, we know that this Naira price will eventually stabilize. So it's an ongoing thing. Is what we plan, that's where we're going to eventually have a stable currency that can enable everybody plan. Those that have their children abroad going to school, those that are importing things, those that are going for holidays, and even for the exporters too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me also maybe take one or two questions before I pass on to my other colleagues. There was a question here on Naira. The idea is what's the update on Naira? Why the slow adoption? So Naira is related to that sandbox thing I was saying. Naira is digital Naira. It's just a digital form of the Naira. But the technology that is powering it is what is novel, what is new. There's something they call distributed ledger technology. This technology allows you to keep record in a way that it can be tampered with. So that technology is what is powering our Naira. Coincidentally, it's the same technology that is powering cryptocurrencies. So in terms of Naira, the central bank is, we are going to move to the next phase. One of the questions that was asked here is why the slow adoption? One of the reasons why it was slow in being adopted by the public is awareness. You know, there is a way something is new and people are not aware of it, they become skeptical about the use. So that happened to Naira, but we are going to reorganize in such a way that people are going to be aware of it. It has a lot of use cases, this Naira. And it will take me to the second part of one of the questions here. There are about 3 questions in one. Some even wrote 2 different questions. But there is a question on cryptocurrency. That was central bank stance on cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency has many sides. That's the way I will put it. It's just like money has many sides. You know, some people, they keep money for the sake of money. So they treat money like assets. So they keep it. It helps them to have a calm mind. So cryptocurrency can also be like that. Some people use money for transaction. So they use it for payments. So they want to do something, they carry the money, they use it as payment. Cryptocurrency is also like that. And some people use it as a store of, like a unit of accounts. You use it to measure the worth of other goods. So because of this, this thing I just explained now, it has many sides. So what the central bank is doing is to address the many sides it has in conjunction with others. Because like I told you, some keep this money like assets. So when you keep it as assets, is assumed as if it's a financial asset. So it falls under the purview of the Securities and Exchange Commission. But we are working on it to make sure that we have one holistic view and we'll be able to use it. The technology powering it is the same technology that is powering our Naira. So they are all on the same page. Let me leave the platform now. I'm going to later on take the remaining 2 parts of the question. One is on open banking. The other one is on the payment system. It's not just one question, but we'll take it together. All the questions on open banking, I'll take it as one. And then all the questions around the payment system itself, like the card schemes and so on, we'll take it. But let me yield the floor to my colleague, and then I'll come back to answer that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. We're happy we have some feedback from you. It's a form of questions. I have some questions here with me. There are some that I may not attend to because of their level of sensitivity, and that may be escalated. And I want to assure you that that will be taken as a feedback. Like I said, in the morning, we are here to interact with you, get a feedback. We don't know it all. We get a feedback from you, and see where you can make your feedback and input to get to drive a better performance. So if some of them are to that level, I may want to take it back as a feedback to the management. But rest assured, I'm going to do as much justice as possible to the questions you have here with me. So the first question is, why is it that clean money, then in bracket mint, are not found in banks these days, but at Owambe Place party events despite government policies? That is one question. And another question in that same line, somebody also asked, clean Naira notes are no longer available in a banking hall, but they are displayed on the streets and exchanged at premium. What is CBN doing about this? First of all, let me address that question by separating clean money and mint. Now, the money we issue out to the commercial banks, we call them issuable. There are 2 classes. We have what we call mint and what we call CAC, counted, audited, clean. So mint is different and CAC is also different. So when you put the 2 of them together, we call them issuable. And the 2 of them are called clean money. Okay? So I'll now go into the question. Why that we don't have it in banking hall? I must say there was a policy that CBN rolled out last year that mandated commercial banks to load the mint on their ATM. It was a policy that went out. And to follow up with that, we went on monitoring. Myself, the former acting director of currency operation, and another deputy director, and also a manager from the office. We went out to some banks to find out what's actually happening. We got a particular branch in Abuja. I won't mention the name of the bank. In a very popular market. We got to the branch around some minutes past 12, and we discovered there was no single money in the banking hall. No 1 naira in that banking hall. And after we left the place, we checked for their ATM too. No kobo in their ATM. And we asked them to open their strong room. They opened the strong room. We checked. There was no money in that place. And we said, what happened? They said they were expecting money from their currency up, also in Abuja. Okay, we noted it. And we moved to another branch of that same bank, also on that same street, a bigger branch. We got there. We discovered that there were the ATM, about 8 of them were not paying. None was paying. So we went to the banking hall, and we just said, we need to speak with the branch manager. And when she came out, she said, yes, can I have your ID card? Can I have your ID card? We gave her our ID card. Unknowing to her that the person inside that place was actually the man that signed the currency. So we were there. So at the end we told her, I want to see your ATM. Open it from the back. We went there. I still have some pictures on my phone. And we saw money, mint, stacked inside the machine. They were wrapped with nylon. So there's no how you try, you cannot dispense. So what we did now was to take pictures of that. We now went to their financial hub in that same Abuja and asked them, how much are you closing with for today? And they mentioned the millions. Then why is it that a branch of yours, also place, was not with copper, even as at 12? They said because they did not request. Yeah, this was reported to the CBN governor, and they were debited 150 million naira as a fine. For you to know that CBN was actually serious about this. So a policy was issued, and we are following up with that issue, with that policy, to make sure that it's being carried out by commercial banks. So I want to say that sometimes you see some sabotage in some areas. CBN is doing as much as possible to make sure that money is available, not just available, accessible to the general public. So we have enough issuables in circulation as today. We have more than enough issuables. And I'm sure the public is not groaning about this. But sometimes you want to find comfort, in just withdrawing money around instead of going to your banks or using their ATM to withdraw money. So please, sometimes make use of your banks. Or most make use of our banks, your ATMs and your banks. You have enough cash there. And there's any issue, you can please escalate it to us. Thank you. The second one there before I give the mic, so what is CBN doing to address the issue of rising rate of online crime in our banks? I think one of it is what we've done today, which is sensitization, to let you know your rights, to let you know what you must know about your banking habits. They not divulge your information to third party. So CBN has been doing a lot of things. Policies have been issued, and most importantly, we have been doing sensitization, both online and in physical, engaging people, so as to let them understand why they should not expose their details to any individual known to them, so that they will not fall victim of all these financial, online financial criminals. Thank you.
Okay, before I pass to the consumer protection side, please, the person from Land Gold MFB, please afterwards let us see very briefly. I want to understand the nature of the question. Land Gold MFB. Let me give.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, once again. So I'll be reading a few questions and then giving responses to them. One question I see here is, why is it possible for someone to use your card to perform a transaction without knowing your PIN? So I want to tell you today that the numbers on that card is essential also in carrying out any transactions, not just only with the PIN. They can also carry out transactions with your card with the numbers on the card, numbers in the front, numbers in the back. And the numbers on the back are actually is the most important one, because once they get, it's called the CVV. Once they get it, they can easily take money from your account. So make sure you do not lose your card. So another question I can see here is, why do banks remove maintenance charges and the likes for accounts? Now, do you want the banks to give you their services for free? The answer is no, right? The banks are a business too, right? They safeguard your funds, they pay salaries, and they also give you infrastructures to be able to carry out the day-to-day transactions that you do. Where we come in now is if the bank takes much more than we have told them to take. If the bank takes much more than we have told them to take. The 50 Naira stamp duty is statutory. They are supposed to take it. If they take much more than that, that is where we come in and we say, no, you are overcharging the customer. So we have a document. It is called the Guide to Charges by Banks. It's called the GBC, Guide to Charges by Banks and Other Financial Institutions. Make sure you go and study that guide so that you will know if the bank has been overcharging you, because it is stipulated there how much should be taken for any transaction that is being carried out. There is another question here that says, you opened a bank account with Premium Trust or something, and then so all I just want to say is, for this question, it looks like this person opened a bank account and then they credited 2,000 Naira and is unable to access the money. I think you should go to your bank and speak to them and get information about it. And I want to tell us today, before you open any bank account, because we have people going around sharing flyers, come and open account, come and open account. You should make sure that you read the terms and the conditions before you actually open this account, because you never know who is going to use your information against you later. And there's a question that says, a neighbor just lost her husband, and she wants to know how she would be able to get the husband's money from the bank. So she needs to get a letters of administration from the court, and then she should also ensure that she goes to the bank and then speak to them about it. So it is doable, provided she gets the necessary documentations. There are other documents too that she should provide to the bank, the death certificate and some other things. So you can advise her that she should go to the bank. So, okay. So I think there's another question. Someone says, you need a loan, and which bank would I advise you to take a loan from with 0 interest and the likes? So I will just tell you, I would not advertise any product to you. What I just want you to do is do your own due diligence of going to check what the banks offer. And if there's the ones that you feel like you can take, you can now go ahead to take them. We have people that go around giving loans at very high interest rates, right? Let me remind you, some of those institutions are not regulated. Some of them are just loan sharks. So if you go to a loan shark to go and take a loan, and then they're giving you cutthroat interest rates, there's nothing the central bank can do for you, because that institution is not verified and is not regulated. So it's only when they are regulated that we can step in to say, no, you are charging much more than the monetary policy rate. So I'll just pass on the mic to my other colleagues.
Okay, when I don't understand whether the person that's asking about non-interest, loans without interest, whether the person means non-interest, because now we have some non-interest products in Nigeria, and some special banks attend to those kind of products, like the Jaiz Bank. That's one I can remember top of my head now, and some other banks. There's something else they call those charges, but not interest. They're not interest for those of us that are Muslims that will want to pay interest on their loans. Okay, I have a question here. And the person is saying that between buying government bond and treasury bills to investing in one's business, which one is better? Not many business person would go for treasury bill or bond because they want to reinvest the money back into their business. I agree with you very well. It's an option. I don't know if you've heard about diversification, so you go ahead and do your business and reinvest in your business. But if you want to diversify, because sometimes we know that it's not so good to put all your eggs in one basket. So sometimes the small money you're making, you can also be buying these things in a way that it will not shake your business. Take, for instance, the FGN savings bond, 5,000 Naira startup. That means the profit you make, you can also put part of it there. And that way you're diversifying your business. So it's your choice to make. And somebody else here is saying that in the last monetary policy committee meeting, MPR was retained, and cash reserve and all the other ones. And then the question is now, in what ways has the CBN and the FGN been able to tackle the issues concerning inflation rates? Because it's very evident that inflation is still high. Yes, inflation is still very high. As long as it's double digits, as long as it's more than 10%, it's high. But we know that we're no longer where we used to be, even though we've not got to where we plan to go. So these past 2 months, I know that there's been a reduction in inflation rates, and we're hoping that that reduction continues. But sometimes too, it's good for us to know that it's not only the things we do in CBN that brings about that inflation or that can control inflation. There's also some things they call structural inflation, that things like your infrastructure and other things that are not monetary can also cause. So sometimes what I know now is that CBN also comes together with the fiscal authority to ensure that, you know, the way they also spend Naira, the way they spend money, the government spends so much money, and then every month they spend this money, we are battling, you know, to control liquidity, to ensure that. So I know we always have this meeting with them to also advise them on how to tamper the kind of money they drop, I mean the federal government. And then we're doing our own part. And then, yes, in the last 2 months, inflation is coming down. We hope it continues to come down. Once inflation continues to go down as it's going, our MPR rate will start to go down too. Because the essence of increasing MPR rate is to control the inflation. And now that it's going down, if it continues to go down, which we believe it will continue to go down, then something will be done about that rate. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to speak to a couple of things, including open banking. Someone asked if central bank grants loan facilities for MFBs, and then how can MFBs directly access this? There is no such schemes. There is no such scheme going on now. So maybe later we can talk offline. There's something about open banking I see that is recurring here. And it has two sides. And I'm going to address it by casting our minds back to telephony. We remember there was a time when there's only one, essentially only one telephone service provider in Nigeria. Can we remember that time? And Nitel, we remember. And then GSM came along. Not the time it was launched. It came along 2-3 years before then. And it was resisted by Nitel. The rest is history. So the same thing with the open banking. There's a lot of benefits that is coming from it, because I'm seeing questions addressing the benefits of open banking. For instance, there are questions here on our infrastructure, the payment infrastructure, and how, because of the way it is being used, sometimes you get outages. The open banking implementation would address some of this, both the open banking implementation and the e-Naira implementation. And let me break it down a little bit more. Currently, the volume of transactions that is being done on the Nigerian payment system is increasing. If you send 1 million naira on the payment system and you send 50 naira on the payment system, essentially they consume the same resources. I don't know if you get my point. So the cost of sending 1 million naira is the same as sending 50 naira. Now, the number of transactions that is going on, or that are going on the payment infrastructure is rising. What does it mean? It means we must also expand the infrastructure. If you don't expand the infrastructure, then you start getting failures. What open banking is hoping to achieve, or that it will achieve, is to expand that infrastructure. Because not one person would be keeping the entire system. I don't know if that concept is clear. So it's like the infrastructure will be shared and the chances of downtime will be lowered. Because there are so many questions there asking, why is there downtime in the payment infrastructure? So we hope by the time we launch this open banking, it will address that. Very quickly, I want to speak also about card schemes, because there is a whole lot of questions around card schemes. So card schemes they are a group coming together to set standards. I'll mention their names so that we understand them. Visa is a card scheme. MasterCard is a card scheme. Verve is a card scheme. Afrigo is a card scheme. I hope we have the idea. So what happens is that these card schemes are like associations. They come together and say, these are the standards for card. So when you have it, you can now start issuing cards to be used by the different banks. The questions around it is that, are they regulated by central bank? The answer is yes. We even have a regulation around schemes. So they are regulated. Now, why is it, from the question, are they charging, maybe like in FX? MasterCard, Visa, some of these card schemes, they are not in Nigeria. They are not in Nigeria. So their services are remunerated in FX. So that's the real reason. Of course, we are now having domestic alternatives. So if you use the domestic alternatives, then their charges, of course, is going to be in Naira. So that will help address the issue of card scheme. Offline, we can meet, because I know it's a payment service provider that's asking this question. So we can meet and then clarify a bit more. Before I hand over the mic to another person, something that kept coming up in all the questions is about the security, cyber security of the payment system. So 2 ways central bank is tackling this. Number 1 is to have regulations on cyber security, very thick document like this, so that is like the minimum standard for everybody. Number 2, there is a regulation that is coming out now. It's called the baseline solution. What that regulation is on our banknet, but it's on a draft form. Of course, you can also make contribution if you go there. It's on a draft form. It's a framework on baseline solution. What that regulation is attempting to do, you know how they used to say that you fight fire with fire. If the system is going electronic and, like I said earlier, is increasing in value and volume, it means that we cannot be using the old traditional way to address the current challenge. So what that regulation wants to do is to make sure that everybody in the financial system, once you have a license, there's a minimum solution that you must use in managing your cybersecurity risk. Minimum. It doesn't matter if you are a one-unit microfinance bank or you are a first bank. There is a minimum solution that you must have, and we're going to enforce it. Of course, you can make your contribution so that the ecosystem will be protected, because the weakest link, a chain is as strong as the weakest link in that chain. So we want everybody, once you participate in the financial system, we want you to have a minimum standard. Very soon, that regulation will be issued out and we will start enforcing it. The trend, you see, the cybersecurity risk will now start trending down. Because what we found out is that there is that risk because people are still using old methods to tackle new problems. It's not possible to be doing these things manually. There will always be a crack in the system. So let me yield the floor and I'll come back to finally answer the third part of the questions I'm seeing here.
Thank you. I'm back. So let me quickly go to the question I have here. I put the likes together so I can treat them at the same time. I have a question here that says, the Naira currency song, okay, it's a combination, should be made to go viral such that it is sung everywhere. It should also be taught in schools, okay? Our children are good in passing messages to their parents through this medium. Fantastic, thank you. Another one on this, sorry. Yeah, thanks for the teaching on Naira notes as currency in general. I will humbly suggest that we advertise, the advert played in this room today should be shared with media houses and same be broadcasted nationwide from time to time to create, awareness. Thank you so much. On the song, the central bank is doing a lot. As a matter of fact, my own unit in the department, we've done a lot in sensitizing people when it comes to Naira abuse and proper handling. I myself was in Ibadan last year where we went to sensitize the people about proper handling. We're not even stopping there. We are still going out to give wallet pouches to market women. Also, we have branded notebooks for children so they can serve as a reminder. Because we have a mindset of raising foot soldiers in school. Now, when we have clubs in various schools, they will become our spokespersons in their various homes. So we've really put in much effort in that area. Like you said, the song will definitely go viral. And this month, this year, I think in the month of March to May, these songs were played on Channel TV, Arise TV, and NTA, not free, but at a very, huge cost. And also on 13 radio stations, 2 per judicial zones and Abuja, making 13 to play throughout the month of May. We are not resting on that. We'll keep pushing on people come to realize that Naira has to be treated respectively because we spend a lot. When I say a lot, it actually means a lot. Okay? So a lot is being done, and I assure you that we're not going to rest there. We'll keep making sure that we have this in circulation. There's another question that says, in case if in a case where you can't identify a fake note and you were caught, you are found with it, what can exonerate you from such a case? I don't know if you remember this prayer. Deliver us from evil. So always pray this prayer. Sometimes it may not be easy for you to explain yourself out when you find yourself in this case. That's why we're always educating people to at least identify some basic features of the Naira. And on the surface, there are some that Africa can never get. They can never get them. Equip yourself with this knowledge. But peradventure, something happens. I believe the Naira note must have a source. Okay? And what they are counterfeiting today is not 200, not 100 Naira. You don't have time for that. Most of them actually are attacking 1,000 Naira note. So if you are using this note, I'm sure you can be very careful. By the time you examine 1, 2, 3 notes, no two notes carry the same serial number. So start from there. No two notes carry the same serial number. So when you begin to have 2, 3 notes with the same serial number, then they are definitely fake. So familiarize yourself with the features of this note, and don't forget to always say, deliver me from evil. Very, very key. So the last one before I give the microphone to my brother here. So what is CBN doing about enlightenment of the public as regards Naira abuse to gradually bring this menace down? This is exactly what we are doing here, sensitizing people. And that's what we'll be doing all over. I will not stop doing it. We're still going to live here to another location, still educating people on how to handle the Naira properly. And like I said, we are not just telling them, we are providing alternatives on, for them to, properly handle the Naira, wallet, horses, and all those stuff that we have to make sure that Naira is properly handled. handled. Thank you. I'll be back.
Okay, I have this question here. How does an increase in the US dollar exchange lead to higher prices for goods locally produced in Nigeria? Where will Mamoke that sells Gary now tell you that the cost of Gary is now higher because of dollars? These things, they have a way of affecting one another. So imagine when the importer goes ahead to import maybe a phone, maybe a car, a transporter that maybe last year could import a car for his business at 5 million naira. Now, because dollar has gone up this year, that person is importing that car maybe at 10 million naira. Who do you think will pay for the cost of that thing? Is the people that are coming to buy. That transporter that goes to buy will pay that difference, and he will pass it on to the other people that come that use his services. And then the people that use his services will pass it on to others. So that way everybody feels the effect. So once our Naira is weak, which we are saying, if our Naira is weak, it will affect imports. And when the imports, when those things we import are affected, that effect goes to other sectors. It goes to other areas. So that's why the woman selling maybe yam in the market will also need to buy some things that are imported. And so she has to increase her own, the rate of what she's selling to be able to afford those things that are imported. Okay, another question I have here is, how can we access the FGN savings bond? This one is very easy. Every bank does this one. It's not like the regular bond that some banks will tell you if you don't have 50 million naira or 20 million naira or 10 million naira. Even though that regular bond, I know some banks that are doing it 100,000 you can still invest. But the FGN savings bond, this one is made to attract the lower investors, like I said. So go to your bank, talk to your bank, tell them that please, you want to invest in FGN bond. And the starting fee is 5,000 naira. So you can do as much as you want. You can be doing it every month. You know, you'll be buying small. You can do up to 10 million, any amount. But from 5,000 naira, you have access to it. Your bank would direct you further. Then another question here is, how secure is our money when we invest in government securities? The safest investment you can ever have. That's why sometimes interest rate might not be so good to attract you. That's why some people will want to prefer to do their MMM at 40% or CBEX at 200%. The interest might not be so much. But do you think Nigeria can owe you? Because when you invest in government security, it means that Nigeria is borrowing from you. Nigeria, they borrow money from you. And if they say they're going to pay interest 2 times a year or once a year, whatever condition, they must meet with that condition. So it is the safest investment to make, even though the interest rates might not be so much. But you can do that one and you go to bed and sleep very well. What is the minimum amount one can invest in treasury bill? Treasury bill depends on your bank. It's not like the FGN savings bond that's 5,000 or the Sukuk that's 10,000. This one, it depends on your bank. So you have to talk to your bank and see whether they do as low as maybe 50,000 or 100. Just talk to your bank. And then for those who do not believe in interest, does that mean that when they invest, for example, they don't get any return for their investment? No, they get return, but the return, the name of the return now is rental income. They don't call it interest because the way that their return comes is like sharing profit. So, you know, I told us that when you invest in Sukuk or non-interest products, they must tell you before you even invest what they're using that money for. If the government wants to use that money to build road or to build flyover or to do whatever, they must tell you. And then whatever profit government makes from that, they will share it and they will not call it interest. They will now pay you that rental income. That's what they call it, twice every year. Oh, okay. So that's all I have for now. Let me give to my colleague to continue. Okay, sorry, let me just do this one. Why do we get 2,000? Why do the banks pay you $2,000 instead of 4,000? Because dollar is scarce. That's what we're preaching. We need to import less, produce more, and save the small dollars that we have. The less importation we do, the better for us. The more exports we do, the better for us. When we export, we're selling the things we make here and we're earning dollars. That demand and supply begins to happen when you have less supply and more demand. Like in this place now, if we're up to 300 and we have just 20 bottles of water, and somebody is selling the water, even if the price was 100 naira, once the person sees the crowd and it's only 20, the price will go up. This one is just basic economics. And it's only people that will get it. So for now, we don't have plenty dollars out there. The dollars we have is small because we import everything. We import toothpick, we import everything. And so the people that want the dollars are plenty. We have many children abroad. We need dollars to do all those things. But when Nigeria eventually, by God's grace, become better, and then we're exporting, we're not importing more, our schools are good, you don't need to send your children abroad to get better education, all those things that make us waste dollars, those things are corrected. They will have enough. Banks will have enough they will even be begging you to come and collect $10,000. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just continue. There's a question here that says, what protection technique can the CBN implement in a situation where you are asked at gunpoint to submit your PIN and all your funds? Can your bank get your money back? So I'll tell you, we are just, as with this question, we are just all about what can the CBN do? What can the CBN do? Why not ask yourself, what can you do to safeguard your own funds, right? I would tell you something. How I manage myself is the account where I maybe receive my salary. I do not have a card for that account. So I have another account that I used to do my disposable transfers, maybe to use a card. If you get me at gunpoint now and you collect my card from me, you cannot collect all the money that I have just because you just have that card with you. So you can also implement that, right? And try as much as possible not to lose your card. If you lose your card, you should make sure you block your account. Your bank now has some USSD codes you can dial for you to block your account. So go and find out the one that is for your bank and ensure that you know it. You can also block your account from another person's phone. Do you know that? Do you know that? You can also block your account from another person's phone. So if you lose your phone, just anybody you see around you, just say, please, I need to block my account immediately. Just dial the code and then you'll be able to block your account. So another question is, can the CBN enable toll-free calls to commercial banks? The CBN has a toll-free line, but for the commercial banks, who is going to bear the cost of that call, or if it's free to the banks? There are other channels you can use. It's not necessary you only use the phone. You can use your email to also lodge your complaints with them. You can walk into their bank. Some of them now even use social media to gather complaints. So you can also explore alternative means of lodging complaints. It doesn't necessarily have to be only over the phone. So another question here is, what is CBN's role in protecting funds of public investing in Ponzi schemes like CBEX and MMM? It says, since the commercial banks are regulated by NDIC, what's the regulation for those companies? I like the question that says, what is the regulation for those companies? Those companies are not regulated. So if they are not regulated by either the SEC or by the CBN, then there's no protection you can get. The only protection you can get is from law enforcement agents. That's from maybe EFCC. So you should make sure that you verify any investment scheme that is being advertised to you. I'll give an example of the CBEX that we all know just now. When it happened, one of my friends came to me and said, oh, I heard about this opportunity. You invest and then they give you ×3 of your money. And then I asked the question, what exactly are they putting the money into that is making it to double and triple? If you cannot answer that question, then I don't think you should put your money into it. So make sure you do your due diligence and don't be greedy. Do your due diligence and don't be greedy. Make sure that you find out about it before you put your money into it. So another question is, what are the precautionary measures put in place by the CBN and regulation of the commercial banks and financial institutions to prevent common individuals from being defrauded and being scammed? From time to time, we do sensitizations, right? My department is Consumer Protection Department, and we have a consumer education arm where we go out from time to time to sensitize people around. Recently, we went to NASFAT. NASFAT is a Muslim organization in Lagos here, and we educated them too, and we told them that we expect that they also educate people around them too. We also go to schools to do sensitization. So it's not like we're not doing anything. We are actually doing, and then very soon we will be transferring this obligation to the banks to also educate their customers too, because the banks have that touch point with them. So they would also be educating their customers. Another question is, what is the CBN, what initiative are the CBN implemented to protect consumers of financial services in the likes of complete resolution mechanisms? So like I stated in my presentation, you can lodge your complaint to the Consumer Protection Department. So where the email address is cpd@cbn.gov.ng. If you do not want to write a letter, you can also send an email. And I would state it here that the banks have been refunding money to customers, right? If we find out that the banks are liable and culpable in any complaint that we receive, we always force the banks to refund the money to the customers. So another one is, how can CBN promote financial literacy? I already spoke on that. We do sensitizations and the likes. And okay, this one says about the USSD code to verify licensed financial institutions. Yes, we have the code. It's the *959#, but it hasn't been launched yet. That's why we are not giving so much sensitization to it. So there's a code now you can dial, and you can also use to verify licensed financial institutions. So someone says he has an account with an MFB, and then he cannot borrow more than 500,000 naira. So he says, why is the CBN setting limits for how much you can borrow from an MFB? So I'll tell you, should an MFB give you a loan that you will not be able to pay back? The answer is no. Because what they do is they always carry out some investigations on you who is taking the loan to find out if you would be able to pay back that loan. If they see that you won't be able to pay back that loan, I mean, they won't be able to give you, except you want the banks to be running at a loss. So another question is, how do you set ATM locks? I want to believe this is maybe ATM PIN, or to block your ATM or to block your account. So I think I spoke on that already, that your bank has a code that you can dial to block your account. And please ensure that you know that code. For different banks, for Access Bank, it can be *959, *911#. For different banks, they all have their codes. Make sure that you keep yourself abreast with that information so that you won't fall prey to these things. So I will yield the floor now to my...
Yeah, thank you. Some of the questions I see here, they are expo. It looks like some of you are aware of some of the things we're doing. Like there is a question on what is CBN doing in partnership with NIPS to get BVN data updated, available to all customers. Customers can walk into any bank branch to update their BVN details. You will see our hand very, very soon on this question. And I understand it. If I'm the one that has the data, why do I need to be going up and down to change it? So we're addressing that already. Thank you very much for that question. Then there's also a question around POS rules, regulations, and so on. There are about 2-3 questions on them. So POS is just a channel. I've explained to you that there are essentially two ways you can use POS, either as a merchant or as an agent. So there's a new, if you go to our website, there's a draft framework on agency banking relationships. Very soon, that draft will become law. And some of the challenges we are having with agents using or misusing POS will be addressed. So you can look at that draft, but it's going to become live because we've collected a lot of inputs and we're going to issue a live document soon. So that will address some of the challenges I see around here in terms of POS and POS usage. There's a question here: how do alternative payment channels enhance financial accessibility for students? What advantages do we students gain from using alternative payment methods for educational expenses? And what are the opportunities created for young people like us? Let me start first by saying that we want young people to please be in the financial system, but not only as users, but also as players. I know it appears to be a tall order to be in the financial system as a player or a participant other than user. But I tell you, Nigeria is one of the easiest places. The barrier is not so high. I finished my presentation by mentioning that please, we want you to be interested in computer. Maybe I should say it a bit more explicitly. Try and learn coding. You can use AI, you can use anything. No matter, even if it's a bit of it, please, we need those skills in the payment system. It cannot be overemphasized. It doesn't matter if you read law or you did accounting or you did computer science. Learn a little bit of it. It's important. That way, I believe the young people will become included in the ecosystem. This financial system we are seeing in Nigeria is expanding, and it's going to expand even much more beyond the shores of Nigeria. And the advantage we have is that we are sitting at the source of this innovation. No matter what it is, cybersecurity, anything that has to do with that technology, financial technology, they call it, please learn it. Even if it's project management, how to organize people to write those codes, please learn it, because there's a lot that is going to come up in that space. Someone asked a question that what is the next set of, should I call it payment channel in the next 5 years that would scale? That's the way I read the question. I can tell you for free, this Naira is going to scale. I don't mean it as Naira the way we understand it. The innovation that is going to be on top of it is going to scale. And it's not going to scale only in Nigeria. It's going to scale all over Africa. So I don't want to bore you with the technical details. So I'm saying the same thing in many ways. Learn coding, learn how to key into these financial systems, the infrastructure and so on, because on the other side, in another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to scale, because Nigeria is not just the limits. There are so many things happening in the African continent that Nigeria is going to connect the dots, and we are sitting at the middle of it. So I'm using that to just please address the young people to please pay attention to these things. It doesn't have to be that you don't know maths. There are many things to do in that space. Before I yield the floor to my colleague on the right here, there is something about offline or low data version of areas without internet. So essentially, the way I understand the question is that the person wants to know, how about areas where the internet penetration is not high, or internet is not that strong or good. These are we are working on it in CBN. These are the innovation I meant when I said things to layer on eNaira. There are proven solutions to it. And once we start launching these solutions, I can tell you for free, not only Naira will go up, even financial inclusion, not only Nigeria, in the whole of West Africa and even Africa will go up. So I think that will address it. I still have a couple of comments around the remaining questions, but let me yield to my colleague, and then I'll just come back and round up, hopefully, finally.
All right, thank you, sir. I have 3 questions here that will go together. It's about coins. Someone have not seen any for over 10 years, and even supermarkets who have a lot of products with fractions, but we never give you change with coins. I think the coins is what we have only on register. Second one, say please, is the coins current expected to be acceptable? Also, why do banks don't issue them? Third one, say, is it possible to walk into any bank and request to be paid with coins? Why not? Now, you can walk in, you can ask for anything. Now, the reality of it is, now when we go, I was a witness in a bank in Abuja there. We asked the manager, why is it that you have too many 15 Naira bank notes in your vote? He said because people were rejecting it. So what did 5 Naira rather? So what they did was started paying people with 5 Naira. People started complaining. And when they give you a bundle of 5 Naira, how much do you have there? You understand? Because the pack is like 500, and they give you times 5 for each. So what do you have? 2,500, and it will be heavy. So people started complaining about it. Now the issue around coins is this: to be in reality, coins is still there, but public attitude toward coins. How many of you here will accept coins? If I pay you with coins, how many of you will gladly accept it? To be sincere. Oh, not even one person. Good. So public attitude towards coins is number one, but coins is there. And majorly, macroeconomic issues, another thing. Inflation. That's a major thing. That's the truth about it. Okay? So what will you buy with coins? But implicitly, we still spend coins today. Let me tell you, I got Tom somewhere at a park, 4 for 100 Naira. The is 4 is 400 Naira. Then one is how much? One is how much? 25 kobo. Is that not so? Or 25 Naira, exactly. So that means coins, 25 Naira, that means coins is still there. We still spend it implicitly, but nobody is ready to carry out, to move around with coins. However, like you said, you can walk into the place and ask for coins, still Nigerian money, and you must be attended to, provided you can carry it around and somebody will accept it from you. So I think I answered that. Okay. So he said, who got punished for writing on Naira note? The person spending it. And he says, same apply to counterfeit. Now, for writing on Naira notes, you are not caught at the point of writing it. Like the one I gave you now, I saw somebody's social thing on it. Okay? Somebody gave it to me, and I spent it. So you won't come and arrest me that, why am I spending money with a write-up on it? It's not my fault. But at the point of writing on it, a policeman can arrest you at that point. Now, the second part of counterfeit note is this. Counterfeit note, possibly you are the last person caught with that counterfeit. They may have to do a lot of explanation on it. And that's why we're emphasizing you getting to know more about the features of our banknotes. At that point you are caught, you may have to make a lot of explanation. And I want to add, if you doubt any note, 100, 1,000 or 5, you doubt the genuinity of that note, please, at that point, you may tell the person, I'm not sure about the genuinity of this note, and I won't take it from you. When you look at 2, 3 security features and you're not convinced about that note, why not just return it to that person? That's why we have alternative means of payment. They can do transfer. Okay? You can do transfer, get your payment, you transfer, and that's the transaction. I think that is fine. Then somebody asked again, he said, why do we have Arabic language on Naira notes? Another person asks, why Arabic? Why not, I can't get this right, in CBD, something like that, or some morals associated with ancient civilization like the Cowrie or Manila? Yeah, we actually have Manila. When you look at the CBN logo, what you see Manila there. Okay, so on this issue, Naira was introduced in 1973. You agree with me? And then we have to also take care of the interests of people in the northern region and people in this other region. Now, what it means, the Arabic you have there is just the translation of the English version of the face value of that currency. So at that point, at 1973, when education is not even, Western education is not even too common like this, you can take care of everybody can be well taken care of, and that's why you have it. So it's just the Arabic translation of the value that you have there. And lastly, before I leave that, you talk about redenomination. I think from this perspective, is actually beyond us. However, price stability is more important to central bank now than talking about redenomination. We are more concerned about having price stability. The whole essence of redenomination is to make sure that you have low inflation, price stability, but we can achieve this without, going to redenomination. And lastly, characters for the blind. If you look at our currency, like 5 Naira, you have diamond sign on 5 Naira. You have a square on 10 Naira. You have a circle on 20, and you have a triangle on 50. And the new 100 Naira note, you have these 3 marks by the side at the edge. Is also for the blind. And also, I will go home with this feedback from you also. We have to review the higher note to also incorporate this. The family of that note have been around for the past 20 years. And when we review this, it will also be incorporated. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. There was a question here about would open banking also include microfinance banks? Yes, very much yes. Not just microfinance banks, anyone who is licensed, PSPs, and so on, they will be. If you look at the regulations, there is a table there that showed who would access what. So they would definitely be included. And there is a question here which says, who has ultimate accountability for cybersecurity in agent banking? Is the principal. Is a principal. If you go and rent a place or if you are meeting with the agent can only say so much. The principals, the landlord, let me use that word so that it's not big English. The landlord is the one responsible for that house. If the roof pulls off, it's the landlord that will fix it, not the agent. So what we are trying to now do is to make sure that the principals are aware of their responsibilities and they meet up with that responsibilities. Our POS device protected against reverse engineering and cloning. We are working on how to make sure that the current POS devices we have is upgraded. So you also see that. If you look at the draft agency banking framework, I said, the elements of these things are there. But we've cleaned it up, and when it comes out, everybody will have to upgrade accordingly. I also have one here that says, are third-party agent banking partners and fintech vendors regularly audited for cybersecurity compliance? Yes, they are. And we also do spot checks on these agent banking, those who are doing agent banking. And we're going to strengthen regulations around it too. So let me hand over now to financial markets and then to consumer protection departments. Will you take over? Will you take over?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, I have some questions here, and I think this will be my last response. What does the CBN do in the field of agri grants, accessible loans? We know that before 2023, we had all kinds of interventions in that space. But again, things have changed, and we're currently focusing on our key policies. We're focusing on our key mandates, which is monetary policy, which is to ensure price stability and to ensure of course, price stability, monetary policy and price stability. So we're not doing anything in that space anymore. But the banks are set up to do those things. And so what CBN does now in that aspect is to encourage the banks through moral suasion, just talking to them and letting them know that that's part of what they're supposed to do. Because in the first instance, CBN is not supposed to directly work in that particular space. So as it is now, we're no more doing anything in that space, and you can talk to your bank. Then how does CBN regulate loan and interest? When the Monetary Policy Committee sits and then they set all those key decisions, MPR rate 27.5, what are those other decisions now? Asymmetric corridor and all that. That is one of the ways CBN regulates loan interest, because whatever we do with the commercial banks, the deposit money banks, that monetary policy rate is based on that banks will now fix their own rates and begin to charge others. So all those decisions that the Monetary Policy Committee comes up with, they find a way, down the ladder and affect other loan rates. Could CBN engage local farmers to aid this inclusion and promote the Nigerian production? And we were doing that before now, but we're no more doing that. I mean, intervening directly and giving loans and doing all those. No, we're not doing it directly anymore. But I know that our development finance people, they still have a way, to coordinate these things. But for us to now intervene and bring out money and give out loans to farmers, no, CBN is no longer doing that. We're focusing on our core mandates. Somebody has a question here. Can a singular person with a registered business name or company be a foreign exchange dealer? No. It's only the commercial banks and the licensed BDCs. And before the BDCs are licensed, there's some things they must have to comply with. There's some requirements and conditions they must meet up with before you even become a licensed bureau de change operator. So you can't just come to CBN because you're registered and you begin to deal in Forex. No, that's not allowed. So the person is asking requirements. Requirement for bureau de change. You can find it on our website or I think on our website, you can find it there. If you want to register, I don't know if they're registering at the moment. Okay, this person is saying that as students, I would like to know when how is CBN tackling inflation in Nigeria? I've talked about that before. Through our monetary policy rate tools, we use all kinds of monetary policy tools. We use our MPR, our foreign exchange rate, our symmetric corridor, discount window operations, and these things affect the banks directly, and eventually, they affect every other person. So, but I also said that as we're tackling inflation, the government too, the fiscal side of government is also spending so much money, so we try to find a balance, but so far so good. Inflation rate has been reducing. And then this one now is, I think this is an advice. Next time, CBN should involve speakers from microfinance banks and primary mortgage banks. This will enable the audience to get answers to their questions. I think we'll consider that. That's a very good advice, and we'll take this. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll just take the last set of questions from my end. Are you not learning? Are you not learning? Come on. So the first question here is, what can I do if I mistakenly send money into a dormant account? My first question back to this person is, why did you send money into a dormant account? Now, people do erroneous transfers, right? When you type out those account numbers, why can't you do a double check and a triple check just to make sure that you are sending the money into a right account? Ensure that you double check this. And there are some cases where some people will say they did an erroneous transfer, but at the end of the day, it was a business gone bad, not an erroneous transfer. So if you send money into a dormant account, what you should do is you should report to your bank and then you get a court order, right? So when you get a court order and then maybe you get a court order to put a post-no debit on that account, and then you can now tell the bank that they should reverse those funds back to you. What the bank can maybe do is to try to contact the owner of that account to authorize them to send the money back to you. But the bank cannot just go into that account and then reverse the funds. No, they owe that customer confidentiality. So they cannot just go into that account and just remove the money from there. So another question is, what is the CBN putting in place to support customers who have issues with their banks with erroneous transfer? I think I already spoke about this. You should go to your bank, get a court order, and then if your bank do not respond to you, you can report to the Central Bank of Nigeria, then we can act on the case. And always make sure that you double check the account numbers before you send money to them. So another question is, how is the CBN addressing non-compliance with financial obligations amongst borrowers and lenders? The banks are getting sanctioned daily if they do not comply with regulations. And even the banks, they know what it means if you tell them to pay 2 million naira as a fine, right? As a sanction, the bank, they know what it means. So we always sanction the financial institutions if they do not carry out their duties how they should do it. Another question is, how safe is my BVN for commercial bank? So your BVN is safe with your commercial banks, but in an instance where you walk into a banking hall and then someone outside is asking you for your BVN and for your details, you should always make sure that you are very careful with the details that you give out. Your details are safe with your bank, but you know that some people that just roam around banking halls and they have no business there, but they're just roaming around. We always tell the banks that they should ensure that we don't have those kind of people in the banking hall. So always ensure you keep your information safe. Another question is, what is CBN doing about the loan apps and the microfinance banks that are registered on the Play Store? Now, you know we can't stop people from doing business, right? Some people will go register with CAC, they will have their documents and everything just to carry out some activities. If they are not regulated, there's nothing the central bank can do for you if they're not regulated, because we do not supervise them. How can we sanction an organization that we do not supervise? Under the law, it will not hold water. So always ensure that you only deal with regulated financial institutions. And if you are okay with taking the loans from the loan sharks and you are okay with their rates, I would not advise you to do or not. You should make sure you study the terms and conditions and make your choice for yourself. But do not come complaining back that, oh, you are being overcharged, whereas you are taking these facilities from an unlicensed entity. So another question is, how is the CBN helping on funds recovery when transactions are erroneously transferred? So erroneous transfer, I think I've taken this. You should always act fast when you do an erroneous transfer, because we have people that once they receive credit alerts on their phone, they just go ahead and just go and withdraw the money, even if they don't know where the money is coming from. So we've even had cases where that money that they withdrew from their account, it was proceeds of fraud. And then they held the person that got the credit into that account. The person can say, oh, I didn't know about the money, but why did you withdraw it? So if you utilized it, it means you know about the proceeds of that fraud. So if you notice that you get credit alerts in your account and then you are not sure of how it came about, make sure you report to your bank. You can also tell your bank to put a post-no debit on your account, that this money must not leave the account. So another question I see here is, what are the safety measures being put in place, and will it not be an added value for scammers? So the safety measures that we are also putting in place, or that we've also been using, is behavioral monitoring, right? If, as a customer, you do not withdraw more than 100,000 naira daily from your account, which means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is only 100,000 naira. So in an instance where maybe 1 million now leaves the account all at once, we would ask the bank that, how did this money leave this account? Because this customer only does transactions within this range. And if there was no authorization for that transaction, the bank is actually going to refund that money. So you should always make sure that you can set limits on your account. That helps a lot. So one question here is, I think this person mentioned a bank that allows free transfer with no 15 naira deductions and no hidden charges, unlike other banks and mobile platforms. That's just maybe the bank's marketing strategy. Maybe they're telling you once you send, do like an intra-bank transaction, maybe from one bank to the same bank, maybe they're telling you it is free. That is just a marketing strategy. So you can decide to look up their terms and conditions and see if you will be able to take up that facility. So on a final note, I still want to sound, just on a final note for my own questions, I still want to sound the CPD email again. It's cpd@cbn.gov.ng. If you have any complaints at all, make sure that you first report to your bank, give them time to resolve it. If they do not resolve it, you can now report to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And we also have a platform called the Sabi Money platform, because I saw a question where someone was asking why the CBN doesn't sensitize people about savings, about budgeting, about investing. The platform is called Sabi Money. It is SABIMONI. So you can go on the website. It is sabimoney.org.ng. SABIMONI. It is free. You can decide to enroll for the basic financial literacy training course. It is free. You can access it anywhere and at any time. And if you also want to be a certified trainer also, you can decide to take up the course. So thank you very much.
Okay, so I think I'm through with all the questions I have here. I will only just tell us to be careful when we're dealing. If we're dealing in foreign exchange, let's deal with authorized dealers. Those that are asking about BDC, if you want to open a BDC, come and ask questions about it. And then as Nigerians, maybe I will sound this one. If we want our Naira value to get stronger, we know what to do. We produce more in Nigeria, and then make sure that we earn more dollars from it, more Forex. We import less and then export more. So thank you for coming, and see you some other time from me.
Okay, thank you very much. Please don't forget to go and learn coding or go and learn computer. Please, it's important for us. Let's pay attention to the e-Naira. We will soon move on it. Let's use it. Let's build on it. It's just a platform. We need to build more products on it, and I think we'll be fine. The payment system will also be okay. If you go to the CBN website and just type payment system, you'll see all the regulations will come out just on its own separately. You can go through them and learn them. Thank you very much for listening to us. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, let me just round up with this. Someone say, what can be done about 100 Naira notes? It's almost leaving circulation. This is well noted, and I tell you there will be direct intervention by CBN. Naira note is not paid through ATM and most times on the counter, but there'll be a direct intervention. And also we carry out cash survey demand that shows us where we have shortages, and we've identified this. And I promise you that in our next printing, there will be more of this note by God's grace. And someone talked about banks not giving them mint. Please, your banks must provide new notes to you. And what you need from bank is not just mint, you just need a clean note, okay? And I want to assure you that CBN is monitoring this development seriously and religiously to make sure that the public are well served. So on that note, from my own side, I want to say a very big thank you for your questions you've answered, and for those who've not really answered properly, we'll take it back home as a feedback. Thank you so much. We are glad you came.
Thank you very much. Please, one more time, a round of applause for the presenters for, of course, doing justice to all of our questions. And in case your question has not been answered, we are collating it to form a Q&A, an FAQ rather, so that subsequently we'll have this at the back of our mind to treat. Also, there's a barcode on the screen. That barcode Yes, it is full. The first one is full. So this is the second one. For those of you who could not scan the first one, please just scan this and it will work. This will work this time. And while we take the vote of thanks, please, we have just small packages for you. You can't visit CBN and not go with something. So, yeah, that's how we roll. That's how we roll. You can't visit us and you go empty. And for more questions, please, it is advised that you visit the CBN website. Most of these your questions are on the website, and it will be treated. Please, thank you very much. Please, let's welcome. Where's Mr. Uche? Okay. Let's welcome Mr. Uche Tobias with a round of applause, the head of the CBN Fair Secretariat, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. All protocols duly observed. Good afternoon, all. My job is simple, but let me start with thanking the management of the Central Bank of Nigeria under the able leadership of Mr. Olayemi Cardoso, who is your son. In local parlance, they say, son of the soil. He is your son and he's doing well. We are proud of him. Let me thank him and the management for approving this engagement with your people. It's great. Let me also thank the captains of industries here present and entrepreneurs. Thank some government representatives. Thank the manufacturers and the entrepreneurs. Our colleagues, executives, and other staff from the Central Bank of Nigeria, especially those in Lagos here and some that came from Abuja that made this program fake. It wasn't easy getting as much people as we got today. We are sincerely grateful to them. People from Office, PSPD, CPD, and others. We also thank our commercial banks, merchants, microfinance banks, and other financial institutions, our fintech and agent banking operators, the academia, our students. We are deeply grateful to you. We also thank the media, our good friends. We thank the payment service providers. Also extend our big thanks to the market women here present and everybody, in fact, that witnessed this program. We thank you and believe you've learned a lot. And we hope that what you learned here will be put to use. We also thank our local organizing committees, the Putis Hub that provided this facility. We thank the security for ensuring our safety here, the ushers for their coordination, and all service providers. Our online team is down there, ensuring that we are being streamed online. We thank them. And everybody that has contributed in one way or the other to the success of this event, I say a big thank you. I also wish to urge all of us to make sure that, because I'm sure that we are not going back the same. We must have learned one or two things. And I hope and believe that we put them to practice for the betterment of ourselves and for the development of our economy, the Nigerian economy, because we have no other country than Nigeria. And collectively, I think I have to emphasize that collectively, it is not just the job of Central Bank of Nigeria. Collectively, we have to make this country great again. I thank you, and thank you. And to also inform us that the train, from here, we move to Abeokuta in Ogun State next tomorrow for the same engagement. And we hope to do round the Lagos and Abeokuta legs and for the Southwest geopolitical zone. We hope to also cover the entire 6 geopolitical zones within the year as much as possible. We have the Northeast, the Northwest, North Central, the Southeast, and South. You know, we hope to cover all of them and to also bring people as much as possible into the financial system, because we need to drive this economy. Thank you, and God bless.
Let's put your hands together for our great Father. Thank you so much, sir, for that vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this great